Dear my people, you know it is Don Tony Teflon. I'm back at you, another one here to talk about Apple TV's number one show on all of Apple TV. Is that unbelievable? That out of nowhere, I mean, we have seen Severance and you've seen all the other shows that have come out for Apple TV, and you would think, maybe this show would do something, but for it to be the number one show ever watched on Apple TV at this time is ridiculous to me. But it is what it is. I think it's a great success for the showrunners and everyone and the actors and actresses that are in this show. That's not a lot. At least not a lot of main cast that we see. There's not a lot, but hey, so the power of Vince Gilligan, I guess, strikes again and everything else. So we're here to talk about theories for the number one show on Apple TV. And that's what we're going to go and talk about. It's all about the theories. I just want to hear theories from you. Hear theories from me. You can call me up. 518-290-0848 is the number. It's on the crawl on the bottom. If you need me to make it so that you could actually see it better, you can just say, show it to me. And there you go. Ready? 518-290-0848 is the number for you to call in and speak to the Don Tony Teflon. 518-290-0848 is the number to call. But before we get started, of course, let me just say what up to my people who are here every week joining me. You could be anywhere in the world watching football, doing anything you want, but you choose to be here with me. And I truly appreciate that. So let's say what up to y'all that's up in this chat. Peter Griffin is up in the building, rocking with us. 3 Commerce is in the building. Sonic your boy is up in this piece. Rocking with Allison Z is in the building, rocking with us right there. Pine V, Pixie Vine TV. Let me make sure I say that right. Pixie Vine TV is in the building, rocking with us right here. Mostly Insane is in this place right now, rocking with us. John Haymaker is in here, rocking with us. We have a bunch of people here. We got some lurkers too, because not everybody's in the chat. We got, but that is fine. You do not have to. You don't have to be afraid. My man TNX is in the building, always in the building, always rocking with us. You know that. He's always there. Freddie Fireworks is in the building, rocking with us right there. And everybody, who else have we got in here? The nonfiction is in the building, rocking with us right now. Always leaving comments in the comment section, doing a great job. I appreciate all you people who watch this. This is not one of my better series that I get views on. So all y'all that come out, I truly do appreciate. Hopefully the right microphone is on. Let me check. The right mic is on real quick. It is. All right, that's all I'm gonna check. So yeah, theories about this show. Let's just start off that I believe, and if you watch the Don's video, I will tell you that I think this whole thing has been orchestrated by the hive mind. The whole thing, and I think that they're trying to make you believe that, oh my God, this man, Uruguay, he's just out here by himself, and he's willing to do this whole track by himself, and he's gonna get there, and he's just so determined, and that is what it is. No. I believe this whole thing has all been orchestrated by the hive mind. They knew his ass wasn't gonna make it. You can't make it through that. What are you going there with one bottle of water? Through a goddamn rainforest, right? And all that. But in the end, he falls, and then they take him captive, and they're gonna drop him off there. And all this, the whole situation, dealing with Carol, and we have talked about, like, how could they actually get this woman to want to join? They can't force her to join. They said that already. We can't force you to do these things. It's all about you. We actually got a goddamn phone. This is 864.
Call from
Dre, Mr. Don't Be.
To accept, press 1. To send a voice.
What's going on? You rocking with the Don Tony Teflon.
Hey, this is Dre in the chat, Mr. Don't Be Naive. And I'm calling about theories on the show.
Yes, sir.
Okay. At first I didn't like it, but after like episode 4.
Yep.
I was tuned in. What I can say is I do think that the hive mind is behind it, but I think that it's not what we think it is. I think that the very first people that was contaminated was basically being controlled by the aliens that sit in the Sentinel, like the doctor or the scientist. For her to go over there and grab that, take her glove off and grab the mouse like that, I feel like she was being controlled to do that already because she had been exposed to the Sentinel without even being infected, just like the other guy. Because if you think about it, they say they don't like violence and all that, but if that's the case, the rat wouldn't have bit her.
All right. Yeah.
Because the rat is.
Now go ahead.
What you think about that?
Yeah, I like the theory. I think it's solid. It does hold weight. You know, if you want to say they were being controlled as soon as they got the theory, as soon as they got the symbol, and that was already directing them. I do believe it's also just human curiosity. Like we're too curious of a species. We want to know everything. We're too big in ourselves to know everything and try to figure everything else out. You know what I mean? And so I think that also plays a part. And the people who sent this must knew that would play a part. That these people would be so curious. Not only would they be curious, they would know that these people would be able to eventually figure it out, and that these people will eventually be able to create this virus. Right? So it's a bunch of people who, that whoever has sent this out. Now we have heard the creator. He has said that we may never see who sent this signal. Like in his mind, he said it straight up. We may never see. He said we may never see him. We may, but right now he has no plans of showing them or anything like that. So I could agree with what you're saying. I do think it's a solid theory. It definitely could have been a situation like that.
Well, the last thing I wanted to ask you, because you familiar with the industry and everything when it comes to television and movies. Do you think it's possible? I mean, this Sentinel has been here since the beginning of time, and I guess the entities that sent it was just waiting on, as you say, a curious generation of civilization to figure it out. Because the only reason I say that is because the civilizations that came before, they didn't have the technology or whatnot to figure this out. So was there something already embedded in us for that to have a reaction, and the entities knew that? That's why they sent that signal at that particular time to the group that was monitoring space. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel what you're saying. We gotta look at it like it took light years for this signal to get here. So we know it was sent light years ago, and then it finally reached us at that time. Now, quite possibly, it was already in the atmosphere, and we just developed the technology to actually pick it up, or we were just able to pick it up at that time. So I don't believe it could be that it was sent light years and it just got here. And as soon as it got here, they picked it up. Could be that, but it's quite possible that it could have already been here and they just haven't noticed it and it got here, but was sent a long time ago. It's just, that is, you just can't go on. There's nothing that they're going to tell us that's going to prove that one way or the other.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure, because I don't remember them actually specifying when it was sent. Like, I just know that they discovered a signal and start trying to figure out it took them a while to figure out what it was. And when they figured out what it was, they started trying to create the formula or whatever. Yeah,
you're 100% right. Yeah, but it just, since we know it was sent light years ago, we know it was sent light years. It's either it was sent light years ago and it just got here and they just picked it up, or was sent light years ago and they just found it and they were able to pick it up.
Okay. So it was sent. We don't know exactly when, but we know that it was sent from wherever, and we finally got the technology to break it
either we finally got the technology to break it, or that technology we have finally caught it, right?
Okay.
It's more of that situation.
I'm honestly, I just feel like SAD, the Screen Actors Guild or whatnot, I feel like they just approving multiple scripts that are similar, because if you think about it, like my favorite show right now is two of them, but they only had one season so far, and that's Paradise. And I know Three Body Problem is a book series, but it's also in Three Body Problem, the aliens say, hey, we're going to destroy y'all science. That way, when we get there, y'all won't be advanced to destroy us, and we want to come there. I feel like that's kind of what this show is saying. Like, maybe the aliens want everybody on the hive mind because they're on the hive mind.
Yeah.
Or maybe we could just be food.
We are food. Obviously, they're eating us. At least the human beings part of this is eating us. It's definitely food. It could be either. They could. It could be that. I do believe that it's quite possible that it could be another substance on the planet that they may want. That if they attacked us straight up, they could blow it up, and they don't want to do that. So this way, they placate everybody, and then you get the workers to harvest it for you, and then you get that substance, whether it's a gold or some type of mineral, or salt, anything, running water, liquid water, it could be anything like that.
Wow, you're right. They could be coming here to mine something, and we just in the way.
And
this is their way of defeating us without even doing combat. Wow, I ain't think of it like that. Well, do you like the show?
Yeah, I like the show. I only cover stuff I like. If I didn't like it, I'd stop covering it. I like it. I do think that it has, I need a little more than what they're giving me, but I understand the premise, and I think it's just one of these shows that you got to go through the slow burn with it in order for it to get somewhere.
And they say this is the same guy that did Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad?
Yes, same guy.
All right, man. I appreciate you taking my call. I just wanted to hear your insights on it.
I appreciate you calling in, man. Anytime. Hit me back anytime, man. I'm here all night.
All right. I discovered your channel from the series From.
Oh, that's what's up.
I've been you put me on From. Well, I watched one episode of From, and I went to look to see reviews on it, and your channel was like the first one that popped up, and I've been a subscriber ever since.
Well, I appreciate it. I'll be doing some From content in January, guaranteed. I believe the trailer will probably drop February, so I'm gonna start ramping From stuff up by January.
All right, cool. Appreciate it, brother.
All right, brother. Peace. That was a very good call. Thanks for the call. We truly appreciate it. Yeah, I think we got to look at it when we look at when the signal was sent. It's all about perspective, right? And that's what we have to see. It's perspective. Again, perspective is anything. Down to us is only because we are standing on the planet Earth. There is no up, there is no down, there is none of that when you're in outer space, right? Our down is because our feet are touching the ground. So our perspective that up is above the ground is a perspective. That's it. That is all. Our place in time. We are all living in the past and the present and the future all at the same time. I know it seems weird, but if you look at time and we say time is another dimension that can be manipulated by gravity, which has been proven, right? By how high you are up in the sky. We all know that GPSs have to be set a little bit forward in time because of the time that in space, time is running at a different rate than it is on this planet. So it's all about perspective, when it all comes down to it and everything. And that's what it really comes down to, and how you want to look at it and everything else. So something being sent, if it was sent light years in time away and it gets here, we're in the past from when it was actually sent. We are in the past of that being sent, right? So it's all about how you look at it in perspective and everything else. And that's when you deal with time. And there's no it's hard to explain, but you know what I mean. There's people who can explain to you much better than I can. Neil deGrasse Tyson, so I don't get explain that to you. But I do believe that we live in all. We live in the past, present, and future at the same time. I believe that is, but then that also brings us to free will. Is everything already written? Has everything already happened? That goes into all that, and that's what the crux of this show is. Well, what's more important? Is it more important? Is it more important for human beings to have free will, or is it more important for everyone to be able to just be contained, everyone just to be happy, everybody just there'll be no crime, there'll be no nothing? And obviously, I think the answer, and everyone would agree, that free will means more than anything, having free will. But do we really have free will? I mean, that's what it is. Thug Mug is always in there. You know what I mean? And everything else. We need to hear from an alien expert. Is that what you're saying? Well, I actually am friends with an alien expert.
We have all sorts of stories, mythologies, legends that could be interpreted as gods, who in reality were misinterpreted extraterrestrials.
All right, so we have heard from an expert, and he has told you the aliens right there have been interpreted as God, but in reality, only are extraterrestrials. All right, you asked for it, Sadik. You asked for an expert, I gave you one. I gave you an expert. This that quick. This is how the Don does, right? So yeah. So also dealing with, and Sarah Charles with your mouth. I see you in there. You can just call up the phone line if you want to speak to me. How about that? 518-290-0884. You can call me up, Sarah. Now you ain't spoke to me on the phone before. You can hit me up and stuff. We could talk about those things that you're saying in the chat anytime you want. Control or trust. Again, it is. I think in order for there to be control, you have to let go of a certain amount of trust, right? That is what you're doing when it comes down to it, right? When you're allowing someone to control you, you are have a certain amount of trust. It doesn't have to be a great amount of trust, but you are trusting them when they control you. You have to have a whether it's a minimum or a maximum, say, of trust. When you allow someone to control you in any way, you are trusting them that they're going to do what you feel would be right by you. Now, they may think that it's something different when this all comes down to it, but that is what it is. So control, we can't have control without trust when it's all said and done. You know, we look at prisoners locked up and being controlled, and they're locked up in their cells. They're trusting the system. They're trusting the guards and everyone else in power that at some point they're going to be protected by somewhere. You know, by some way and everything else. And that is just what it is and everything else, you know. That's just the way it goes. All right, back to the show of Pluribus. Even though all these things are related in the show and everything, when we look at it. Because when you look at, let's look at Carol, this episode, you know, we've seen her trying to be badass, right? She's trying to be badass. So I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna hit these golf balls through this window. I'm badass. I'm gonna tell them that they didn't make my Gatorade cold enough. I need a colder. All right, I didn't ask for it to be tepid. You gotta make that motherfucker cold, right? Oh, badass Carol. Oh, you're such a badass. You're a badass, right? She was a badass, Carol. I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna put these fireworks up in this motherfucker, and I'm gonna shoot these shits off and celebrate my freedom, my independence. I'm gonna celebrate it. But what happened in the end? In the end, I'm gonna get all these. I'm gonna get all these dinners from all these different times that I ate with the woman that I loved on this day, listen, she must really love it, because I don't know a goddamn dinner that I've had with any woman I've ever had. No one can tell me. I think the only dinner that I can remember having were, I'm gonna be honest, is when I first got with my baby's moms and we were together. We went out to a club called the Upper Deck. And I remember we were up in the club in the upper deck, and then some guy tried to hit on her, and I almost beat the guy up. This is when we first got together. And we left the club after that because she didn't want no problems. And she was just like, please, 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 let's go. So we left. And then she was hungry and I was hungry, and there's a Domino's right next door, and we ate Domino's. And we sat in the car and we ate Domino's and we just talked and everything. That's the only thing I can remember. I don't remember anything else. All the other meals that we ate together, I know we ate them, but I can't remember specifics. I mean, she knows, oh, this was this and this was that. Hey, I don't know, but she must really love this chick that remember every meal that they had for every date and everything else. I don't know that shit, goddammit. I don't remember none of that shit. That's just faded to memories. I don't remember every shit I had when I was with somebody. I don't remember all this shit. I don't remember these things. Maybe it had enough. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I have enough special time. But yeah, she goes and she has all of these dinners. I'm gonna have all these special dinners. I'm gonna get them remove the lid from all of them. I'm fancy like that. You know, I want a lid on these bitches so I can remove the lid and take a look at it. I want the shit revealed to me. You know what it is. You know what's under that lid. But you want the lid just so you can do it, right? You're trying to be, I'm gonna dress up in my pretty dress, and I'm gonna go off in this motherfucker. That badass Carol, badass. She badass. And then what happened? After all that badassdom, this chick was crying, writing on the sign, please come back. That quick. It took a little bit. She was like, I don't give a goddamn if this firework hits me in the face. Take me out right now. Take me out right now. Right? All this shit. But you've seen us succumbing to it. You see, because when we see homeboy in the Air Force One, when we seen that dude in the Air Force One, and he's seen his cars out there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all his women, and Carol judged him for it. And she's like, oh, why would you do it? And he was like, what are you driving, in a police car? And she was like, yeah. What the she got? She got damn a Bentley, Rolls Royce. She got herself something. Oh, we got to call a second.
From
Eric.
What's going on? You're rocking with the Don Tony Teflon.
What's up, TD?
What's going on?
It's Real Rebel.
What's going on, Real Rebel?
Man, this show, bro, I just want to say, man, the hive mind, they absolutely knew what they was doing. I mean, the hive has got all of the smartest people in the world, right?
100%.
So they absolutely knew like how to string them out. They know that they know dude wasn't gonna make it through the jungle or whatever he was going. Mm-hmm. They know Carol going eventually. You know, common sense don't tell you a person don't want to be alone too long.
Yes.
But I'm thinking like, go ahead.
I said there's a study I think I read somewhere back in the day that if a baby doesn't have like human contact like within the first 3 days, that it automatically will die. Right? Like wow. So like human beings. Now I may be a little bit off by the days, but it's basically that's what it's saying. But human beings need human contact, or it would just be a wrap. You know what I mean? You need that bonding. There's a reason why solitary confinement is so devastating to prisoners and that people held against. Because when you're by yourself, right, as a human being, it's an unnatural state. We are a packed animal. Well, just like any wolf or anything else like that, you know, and that's just the way we roll. We need other people.
Yeah, they know all of this because the hive consists of the hive mind. I mean, got all of the smartest people in the world, so they know what they're doing. The only she got to figure out how to manipulate them in a way because you got to go off the things that we do know. They can't say no, right? And they're gonna give her whatever she asks for.
Yeah, I think that's got to be the season finale of them saying, telling her no. Like that turn has to happen, right? Because that's
so you think they ain't gonna go through this whole show without them being like, we gotta say no.
No, and I think that'll be like the big stunner when they just say no. Straight up. No.
Yeah.
You know, that's gotta be like
we can't give you a bomb. We made that mistake once. So if the because I'm still thinking it's like an AI, but if the AI is conscious enough to be like, no, we can't give you a bomb, or no, we won't give you these materials to make a bomb, then or whatever. Just say no, period.
The number one trait of AI, and what they always, if you're involved in any AI and you're into thing, is it's learning as it goes, right?
Exactly.
So it gave you a grenade, it's seen what you did with it, it's seen the damage it did. It ain't gonna be hard to tell. We learned that no, you can't have a nuclear weapon. No, you can't have a device like that. We have seen
it. Yeah. Sometimes on Google it won't tell you. So if you ask the right questions, it won't tell you.
Because it knows. And again, as I tell, AI is only as smart as the human beings are. It's just that they're able to do it faster.
Yeah.
So we would come to the same conclusion that AI would get. We just can't get there as fast as them. And that's the difference between the human brain and AI. It's just able to do it much faster. But we get there eventually. It may take us a million years, but we get there. They just get there in warp speed.
And then side note with Carol, she ain't fooling me. Like you want that girl to come back because you like her. Like, come on, why we playing this game?
She wanna
like you wanna bump scissors with her, and that's what it is. She got all of your ex. She got the ex girl, all of her memories and stuff. Why not? What are we doing here?
100%, right? You could really, if she wanted to, tell her, just talk to me like you're my ex. I want you to act just like her. Anything she would have said, you say, and you act, and your mannerism is just like her, and she would be a clone.
Yeah. She ain't fooling nobody. No. That's why you don't hug nobody like that. And then I hear people saying, Carol, she faking it and all. Why you gotta fake that hard if you faking? Like it ain't got, you ain't even got to do it that fake that hard like that if that's your plan.
Yeah, nah, she ain't faking that. She about that, and that's why she did it. She ain't faking. Everyone say faking it. They just wishing that's listen. This chick was crying because she was broken. She was broken. They broke her. They broke her. That's why they
broke her. Just like anybody get broke in prison. Yeah.
She got Brokeback Mountain. There's no doubt about it. So they showed her over there with the golf balls and all that shit is fun, but none of that shit is fun.
Yeah, guarantee you next episode is just the opening scene, them laying in the bed together, but they didn't have a long night.
Oh yeah,
with some wine.
There ain't no doubt about it. There ain't no doubt about it. Ain't no faking about it. Trust me, she about this life.
Carol ain't fooling nobody.
Nah. She fooled us, but she ain't fooled us. She can't fool us. Other people may be watching the show. Like Carol's so smart. She's manipulating them. She ain't manipulating shit. All right. That was ready.
They ain't doing none of that.
When you
they smart. They want to give her whatever she wants. You want the girl? Hey, give her the girl.
Listen, when they're willing to put a mortar shot at your face, all right? We used to shoot Roman candles at each other and bottle rockets, right? When I was a little girl.
Yeah.
All the time. Ain't no one shooting no mortar in their face, right? A bottle rocket's one thing. A Roman candle's another. But a mortar, that shit was aimed directly at her head. And she was like, fuck it. That's how broken she was. She was like, let me go out.
Because if that would have hit her dead in the face, the show over. So she was in the bad space.
She was out.
For real.
She was out of there. She was out.
He was tapping out.
That's it.
He was John Cena in that.
Yes, she was. She definitely got Gunther.
She was tapping out.
She got Gunther to that.
Okay, one more thing. What you think about the other guy though? Is he gonna be like the more like the resistance type where hey because once he see Carol being nice to him, he gonna flip out.
Yeah, I think it's two ways. So they can either play it that he is the resistance and Carol is now the broken party and she's down with it and now he's got to try to transform her back. Or I think it's a good chance that he's one of them now because they took him on the thing. They may have already given him the stuff. They could say easily, oh, we had to give it to you so that you survived, right? But he wouldn't know it. And they wouldn't show it, right? They would never show us that. They would just show him come in there acting the exact same way he did, and then the end we'll see the flip that he was turned to one of them. You know what I mean?
Oh no, but if he can't, well, if they need them to say yay or nay, why would they put it in them or whatever, or do him like that if he got to conform to it?
He don't know that they need him to say yay or nay, number one, and if his life is on the line, they could say this: we had to do this in order to save your life, or you were going to die. Then that's a decision they made. We have to see them go from this yes to a no, and we have to see them start operating independently, right? And it'll be a slow thing, and that would be a slow thing. Oh yeah, we shouldn't. You didn't give us permission to do it, but you didn't not tell us not to do it, and we're here to save your life, and we had to save your life. Just the only way we could have saved your life. And he's one of them. He turns, he goes to Carol acting like he's not. And they play the whole thing off like the Paraguay guy is just regular, and he meets Carol, he does all this, and then somehow the flip will switch and Carol will catch it and see that this guy's been turned to already.
Yeah. So the whole show will go back to Carol being more of the focal point. That makes sense.
Yeah, I can see it all day.
I can see it. Well, I was just checking in with you, man. You know,
I appreciate it.
Day one, man.
That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what. Hit me up anytime, brother.
All right, for sure. See you.
One. Yeah, I was saying, it makes a lot of great points. Thank you for the call and everything else. My boy is in the background here. I'm sure he'll get on the camera soon. But we've seen it. We've seen Broken Carol break down and how they broke her down. Just by going away. And it's easy to do. It's not hard for the hive mind to do this. This is simple work for them. It's classical work for them. You know what I mean? Anyone can do it. Listen, you done met motherfuckers in this world that are master manipulators, right? You done met women, y'all met men that are master manipulators. You have met people who have this manipulative ability. There are people who Jonestown comes to mind, cult leaders come to mind, manipulating, right? There's this thing, the art of seduction. Go read the book. You'll see the different types of seduction. And then one of the number one types is the superstar is the number one seductor, because of their fame and everything else there. But there's a whole different types of seducers. This has been studied throughout history, throughout time. There's psychology behind it. And the hive mind has the knowledge of the greatest seducers throughout history. They have the knowledge of every psychologist who ever walked the planet. So it should be no problem for them to manipulate anyone in any way that they want to, because they have this knowledge.
Yeah, and even more specific to that, they also have direct knowledge of each person individually through personal connections. So they don't just have the manipulation, they also kind of have all your secrets too, because, you know, everything that Carol told Helen is now just common knowledge. Everything that Carol told her sister. I'm not saying she has a sister, but if she does, you know, all that piece of information is now a part of the hive. And it's kind of an interesting thing because we don't think the initial instinct is to take these things for their word, but that doesn't mean there can't be careful manipulation of the wording of things. They already played with this once. They already played with a couple of those things. The wording of we can't kill things, but we won't, you know, we said we'd eat them if they fell on the ground, or, you know, it's just the clever wording of everything, or even the specific nature of it. If you murdered me, Tony, they would eat my remains, but they wouldn't kill me to eat me. But if you and I got into a fight over, you know, something in this world, and we were two of the survivors, and you killed me, they would have no problem. There'd be like a kitty cat and a dog dining on a dead person when you die in your house. I mean, they would just have no problem. They'd just go it all up in that shit. So it's definitely, I definitely think they have a different level of manipulation that's yet to be uncovered yet. What's the thing in The Godfather when he's talking about Don Bazzini? Our true villain has not. No, it's not. It's in Godfather 3. I'm actually fucking quoting Godfather 3. Our true enemy has not yet revealed himself. And, and I do think there's an element of that. This thing is not exactly what it seems yet. And what Tony was saying in his video, if you haven't checked out, definitely check out Tony's most recent video for Pluribus. Awesome stuff, great breakdown. But yeah, so they have to have some other kind of agenda going on here. But I think the interesting thing in these next 2 episodes are going to be what you were just talking about in a second ago. The caller was talking about Manos is not going to like that Carol is going to be canoodling with Zosha when he shows up, and basically having her as a de facto girlfriend who, to again connecting to what you're saying before, she doesn't just have all the knowledge of the Kama Sutra, she also has everything that Helen did to Carol, and she can do all of that with looking like a character from her fantasy book.
Listen, she can, if Carol likes a pinky up her ass, she knows it, right? So she can please her in any way. It's not just the last girlfriend, it's every girlfriend she's ever had, right? Basically, that was still alive at the time when this got taken over. So if one girlfriend said she liked to pinky up the butt, another girlfriend said she likes to be kissed this way, and the other girlfriend never did it, and this person knows that they like it like this, they can do all those things that they know she likes in one person and give her the look of the person that she wants. She can respond to every question as if we just seen them do a whole James Bond fucking act for this guy. Yeah. So obviously they can act anyway, right? So they can do a whole different situation and respond to her in any way that they want her to respond to, and know that she's going to respond positively in. They can just do that for her just to get her to go over.
They have game on her, Tony. Like, you know how you say, like, you know somebody, or you're playing them in poker or something like that, and you just got lord over them, or you're playing them in a game and you just own that one person that might be better at you than something, but you just own them for whatever reason. You can just keep beating them. They got it on her, Tony. They got the numbers on her. Because they're just surrounding her, and it's such, they've already manipulated her into not being aware of the true, all of them besides Mano, unless he was changed in this situation, which I don't think he was, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But all the other ones, including Carol, have all been manipulated by this thing to not ask the questions that they should. A lot of the beginning part of this episode, when she's just using them to achieve every, adolescent goal she has in that moment, breaking the windows or playing Caddyshack with the suspicious bunny, like whatever they're doing, whatever she was wanting to do, or perfect meals or the dinners, all that sort of shit. Like, she's calling that Howard Hamlin hotline 95 times a day, Tony. She can't live without it. It's like me calling those old phone sex hotlines just to hear the operator talk. Welcome to the Boston Raven, Phil.
I pulled the phone sex operator once, Phil.
Dude, that's a tough pull. That's like the clerk pull. That's really different.
I pulled one. I never met her. I talked to her on the phone after. She was from Utah and stuff. And I pulled her, and I got her to give her. She gave me her number and everything else. And I talked to her on the phone. I did plan on going out and meeting her and everything else. She told me how she got into it and everything else. But I pulled one of those motherfuckers.
That's a tough pull. Again, that's like the clerk waitress pull. That's just not an easy pull. I got to go take the dog out. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Yeah, so Phil is 100% right. And when we talk about the manipulation, I think that people aren't really grasping it, right? You're grasping the superficial layer of the story. We got to look at it, what it really is, right? And if this really did take place in this real world, or anything else like that really did happen, it would be a wrap for any of us. You couldn't combat it. You couldn't combat it. I mean, they show my news and they try to have his mom say, "Oh, please come, we care about you." And he's like, "You're not my mother. My mother was a bitch," right? They could have made her act like that bitch. And that's what they should have done. They could have made her act like she really acts, right? And I think that is when we see the switch. That is what we're going to see come, that they're going to start acting not as this smiley, and everyone's just cool. They're going to act like the actual people that matter to them, to manipulate them, because that is what it's going to come down to. They broke Carol pretty easy. I mean, it only took what, 7 episodes, and she's already broke down, right? 7 episodes, and they got her. And I think it's the same thing's going to happen. I think the same thing's going to happen to this dude. I do believe he's taking over. I think it's a wrap. I think that's going to be the twist, that he's taking over and everything else and all that. Like, anyone of you in the chat, y'all can think about it as you want. But again, they brought this chick. Look where they brought her from. They had this chick was in the field. They found her dirty ass. They made her fly a goddamn plane all the way to fucking cross the fucking world. They scrubbed her ass down, her dirty self. I didn't mind watching it, but it's dirty. Her ass is dirty. She was filthy rotten. But they found the one chick that they felt looked exactly like Carol would like. And they brought her all the way over there just for her. All the way. Look at the lengths. I'm saying how far they had traveled this chick. They could have had other chicks come. There's other chicks there. Look at this guy's got billions. They had other chicks, but they purposely flew this chick all the way across the globe, made her wash her ass in the airport, and go in there just specifically for Carol, right? That they could tailor anything. They know exactly what you like and what you want, right? They know that, and they would do that to every one of you because they have knowledge of other people that you. That's why you shouldn't talk your shit to people. Keep your shit to yourself, all right? Because when you talk to other people, this is how they got the knowledge of everybody, by people talking, running their mouth to other people. Keep all that shit to yourself. Don't tell these people these things. Don't say it, because if you do, that's how the hive mind gets a hold of you. And that's exactly how they got a hold of Carol. I don't, in the real world and everything, there's really no way for her to combat this. She would lose. Obviously, it's a show. They're going to figure something out. Again, we don't think that the bad guy's going to win in the end of the show. You know what I mean? And everything else. It's all right, running your mouth. People run their mouth and shit.
I don't know. The bad guy won in the last show. Saul kind of won in the last show.
He got put in jail.
But he went in jail. I guess he won by getting 40 years. That's how.
He went in on his own accord to save his chick and stuff, but he did go to jail. You know what I mean, and stuff. So that he won and he lost. You know, sometimes you can win, sometimes you can lose at the same time.
Walt lost. Walt won and lost too. Walt he died, but he went out and died. But he went out on his terms in a meth lab. Killed all the skinhead fucks, and he let Jesse go, and he sort of, so each one of both of the other ones had bittersweet endings. So it might be something similar.
Bill Chill, I want to address this because I was going to address this, but since you brought this comment up and you said it, Peck Coyote will, let me explain. So this is the one thing that I think that the show is not doing a good job at. Like, I don't think that they're actually showing how reckless and dangerous this world would be without human control over animals.
Dude,
there should be packs of dogs running around everywhere in the world. Packs of dogs. There should be packs of cats just running around. I'm talking 50 deep groups running around, willing to take anything out. There should be dog packs 50 deep. Chihuahuas are crazy predators, especially where she's at. There should be a bunch of Chihuahuas. There are literally right now in the United States packs of Chihuahuas in certain states, 40 deep, that be chasing motherfuckers around.
Tony, so do you know how many dogs and cats there are? 87 million dogs and like 77 million cats in the United States, just in the United States.
This would be a problem. The wolves and all these animals. This guy's walking through the rainforest. I didn't hear a bird chirp. I didn't hear nothing. That rainforest would be overrun with predators. There's a reason why we have to have hunting, because if we don't have hunting, the animal population would grow so massive that we wouldn't be able to control it. So we have to go out there and kill. Look at these goddamn iguanas in Florida. These iguanas will take over. So they have trips that you can take when you go to Florida to kill iguanas. Like that's their like you can sign up for a trip to kill iguanas and get on a boat with a pellet gun and snipe iguanas out. That's how many iguanas all over these motherfuckers, right? So I don't think that they have done a good enough job showing the perils of this. They had one wolf pack show up, and then they left it alone. That wolf pack wouldn't run away like that. It would be 50, 60 wolf pack. They would be in these stores. It'd be like The Last of Us, more like that. They would be all over the place. They'd be in these stores. They'd
it
be
would
looking
be
around.
even crazier than that. And I mean, the wolf packs and that all that stuff is well and good, and it's true 100% with all of that. But let's just focus for a second, like narrow the focus on the specific issue here, because it's on purpose. It's got to be on purpose, because they're shoving it in our fucking faces over and over and over again. Dog food was part of it. We've seen dog food. They've mentioned cats. They mentioned dogs. I'm going to say that number again, Tony. 87 million dogs in the United States alone, 70-something million cats in the United States alone. Where the fuck are they? Where the fuck are they? Where the flying fuck are they? It's got to be on purpose. That's all. It's got to be on purpose. They got to be doing something with it.
I would hope so, because if not, it's just unrealistic. I lived in the city, New York City, Queens. Everyone knows that. Y'all
Dude,
know
the
where
cat
I'm from.
problem must have been insane. Like all the cats and shit.
I had to defend my kid's mom. I remember one time she got attacked by a group of dogs, a pack of dogs, were coming home from work, and they bit her and everything. I had to take her to the hospital. And I went back out the next day looking for the pack of dogs for them to come attack me. And they actually did come around the corner and try to attack me, but I had the bear spray on me, and I sprayed them with the bear spray and chased them off, and they never came back around that block after I chased them off. But that's what people all around them. There was still a dog pack out here, right? So now you're talking about all the people have left the city and no one else is around, no one's there. And you don't think these dogs is rolling up in this motherfucker? You don't think Heathcliff is going to come up in there? That's what I'm saying.
Heathcliff and the top cats, Tony. We saw too many cartoons, and the cats, the ones I'm even more wondering about. Like, because the dogs, yes, whatever. Maybe the dogs are hanging out with the humans. Did they stay with their human owners? They said that they cut the pets off from their owners. Like cut off all, released all leashes. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. We've all had these kind of animals, whether it's a cat or a dog. My dog, I couldn't do the Arya Game of Thrones Nymeria thing. I couldn't throw rocks at my dog to get my dog to not want to jump down my fucking throat and like eat my insides, like lick my insides, Tony. That dog's not leaving me, even if my brain turns. So are they ditching them? Are the human pets following the hive around, and they're wherever the hive people are right now? They're associated, but aside from that, I'm sorry, I know I'm all over the place, but the cats are the ones cats won't do it. Cats will fucking murder for food. They're gonna go. Like, we would see the cats out there. Have you ever people that have never encountered feral cats? Like feral cats are real, and then if all the cats would just turn into feral cats, we'd have a problem. There would be a problem out there. The cities would be overrun. The dogs would be scared. Like the cats would be killing everybody. Yeah, because the bottom line is it's all about learned behavior, right? And we have seen a bunch of people in this show who are not willing to fight back. Yeah. So once the cats jump on their ass, they're just gonna stand there and take it. You ever live with a cat? Yeah,
once a group of cats take one down, they're not afraid anymore. They're taking everyone down. They're gonna start taking. They're like, oh, these motherfuckers, they weren't trying to fight back. They pray too, and they don't take it down. And that's just the way it goes and everything else.
We get rabbits and bison, but no cats and dogs.
Yeah. There'll be no rabbits left. These cats would
Dude,
just
the
be
cat. That's a
killing all
good
these
point. The
crap.
cats would be fucking murdering the bunnies and the
Oh,
rodents.
there'd none of them left. They'll murder these bunnies. They'd take them all out and everything else and all that. It would be a wrap for them. But the whole human civilization population, like when she's going into these buildings and she's walking there with a flashlight, there'd be dumb animals in there. Dumb cats, dumb dogs. There'll be animals throughout all this shit. They'll break those fucking windows. They're getting in.
It would be like
Especially if
Jumanji.
there's food out there.
Jumanji shouldn't be more realistic than this. You know, like once they let the pets out of Jumanji in the first one, the game, like next thing you know, you see it just like a like the fucking the platoon, not the stampede. I couldn't think of the fucking word stampede. The fucking stampede of them through the entire movie.
No, this is what it would be like. It would be problems, man. It would be no doubt, especially when you see them turning all the lights out all the time and stuff. These animals had no lights and shit, and they'd be roaming through these streets like it was nothing. It wouldn't just be one. You wouldn't be out there just howling with these motherfuckers like she was, thinking, oh, I'm gonna howl, they're gonna howl back. Once they know you're there, they're coming to get you. They're gonna come get you. That's it. I mean, you can just watch videos on YouTube and not these fake gorilla barbell fucking videos. These bullshit. I'm sick of this AI shit already. Well, AI has ran its course with me with these damn gorilla lifting barbells and shit, and weightlifters and all this, and pulling tug of war.
I don't like the one that's a baby always fighting with a cat. No, you stay back, kitty. Stay back. And it's like baby.
I'm done with all that bullshit. If you look realistically, it would be no stopping it, especially with human beings who aren't willing to fight back. Again, there's reason why they have hunting laws, whether you agree with hunting or not. The population has to be controlled. And maybe you're saying within this amount of time, the population hasn't grown to that point, but it only takes a certain amount of hunger to make any animal feral. Any animal. Unless these humans that are in the hive mind are continuing to feed these dogs and cats that we don't know about.
Yep. But no, they got to be before they feed these things. All the dog food, all the animal food has to be mixed into their milk for nourishment, Tony. Like if they're going to starve, they're exhausting every option. And that's probably what it is. They've just let all the cats and the dogs die out by inertia because they've stolen all their food. Like there's and then they're gonna wait for them to die out and eat all them too, or something. We're gonna find some sick reveal like that. Like they're eating all the house pets and stuff like that. They've gotten to that point, which honestly, in today's society, like the reveal of them eating humans, if we found out that they were eating cats and dogs, I think people would be more pissed off. Like people would be more be like these evil fucking things. People like eating people again, eat dogs.
Human beings don't give a fuck
United
about
States in 220, 225 eating dogs.
They don't care about human beings. They don't care about us. They care about animals more than human beings. Oh, 100%. It's been proven all the time, a million times over.
You're not eating Fluffy. Fuck Fluffy.
Yeah,
fuck my husband. You're not eating Fluffy.
Everyone knows that. They don't care about humans. They care about the animals, though. The animals and stuff. The people see starving dogs, they go crazy, but starving human beings get a job. Grouch.
Oh, puppy dog, you need a snack? Oh, good puppy. I'm going to save you.
They're like, I'm hungry. I'm a war vet. Get a job. Grouch. Stop being lazy. As Dave Chappelle would say and everything else and all that. Thank you for everybody out here rocking with us right now. We truly appreciate it, man. We truly appreciate it. We try to keep the show interesting, but try not to be boring for you. We try not to just sit here and contextualize stuff. Trying to get it real, and I'm trying to delve deeper beyond the surface of this show that everybody is seeing. We can talk about it. And I did, listen, Phil, I gave our boy a pass on the foot stuff, but it came back this episode.
Was there another foot moment? I'm not sure if I missed it.
In the pool, there was.
Oh, when she was doing her getting hot in here.
I would have gave him the pass on it, but because of that, I can't give Vincey a pass. I'm starting to lean back.
He's going full into the Tarantino, Loris Tyrell, not Tyrell.
Yeah,
Loris,
because I was giving him a pass. He did a good job, but he couldn't help himself. He couldn't help himself. So I have to go back. He's a club foot. I think he's just a straight club foot. He's a club foot.
What's
Not
that guy's
anything
last
wrong.
name? Loris what? What's the
Blackwood. Is it Blackwood? No, not Blackwood. He's strong. He's
Strong. Thank you. I just called him Tyrell, and I couldn't think of that. I was like, who the fuck? No, he's not Tyrell. That's different Loris. My bad. We got to get in that mindset. It's the next show.
Wait. Pixie Vines. You said I didn't take you out, but we ain't. We're talking about Vince Gilligan. There was always a rumor about Vince Gilligan that he was a foot guy, because in Better Call Saul, Rhea Seehorn always had her shoes off in all these scenes and stuff.
This is my thing, Tony. I don't think he's a foot thing. I think he's a Ray Seahorn thing. I think he just like has an unhealthy crush on her that they can't verbalize. Like, he made this show just because he wants to work with her, and he thinks she's like the greatest thing since sliced cheese. So I think it's more of a her thing than a foot thing.
He got her nominated. She's nominated for a Golden Globe.
Yep.
Right. He's got her nominated for this show. Whether she wins again or not, it'll be very hard for me to see. We got our first super chat. Thank you so much, by the Real Rebel Eric. Do you think we will have any flash forwards? Do you think this continues for years, maybe even decades? What do you think? A flash forward to this?
Yeah, I mean, I think we already kind of have, like, not so. It depends how far you're talking about fast forwarding. I do think they introduce the clock aspect of it to be able to do that later, to show you where in time it is. So like later on, they can show you something way like years ahead of it, or this ahead of it. So yes, I do think before the end of the run, we will see projected futures, and they will play with associations of time, and we'll see things in different time frames of what happened. And they're going to use the whole clock thing as the framing element of that.
I think eventually she figures this out and she gets the cure, whatever it is. And then at the end, she's in traffic or something, and someone cuts her off, and she's like, I should have just kept you motherfuckers the way you are. And that's how it ends.
I mean, I think that would be a proper ending of some sort, to show that Carol isn't much different after it comes back to the way it is right now. She's the same old Carol.
Yeah, I think it would be something like that. Yeah, it'll be something like, oh, I should have, should just be mean and mad and stuff, and I should have kept you motherfuckers the way you were. You're better to get along with that way, and just be that, and that'll be it, or something will happen to her. Or something like that.
So Tony, we were talking about this, or I hinted at this a little bit earlier, and I was going into this on my stream a bit, but what do you think Mono's reaction is going to be to Carol being all cuddly? And because I personally think, I do see her and Zosha. I feel like I'm playing the dating game here. I do see her and Zosha doing it. And
Chuck Woolery, you got to flex the watch, the Rolex, if it's Chuck Woolery. He always had the Rolex. Chuck Woolery, his love connections. He put that Rolex on display every chance he
Where's the weirdest place you guys had made whoopee? In the butt, Chuck. In the butt. That was the newlywed. That was the newlywed, right?
That was the newlywed. Chuck Woolery's love connection. 2 and 2. I'll be back in 2 and 2. And that was it. But he flexed that Rolex, Chuck Woolery. He had that Rolex on. Gary, he made sure of that Rolex.
But Tony, how do you think Manos is going to feel about her relationship with Zosha? And on top of that, what do you think he's going to do? Secondary question. What do you think his ass is going to do when he finds out that Carol has cursing ability, like Cartman at the end of the South Park movie? Like, she can curse these things out and kill millions of them. Do you think he's going to try that? And I mean, that's one of the things I can't wait to see. Does he have this ability too? Is he going to go there and go, I'm going to go fucking yell at these motherfuckers? Because he's been mean to them, but he hasn't directly yet. That's what people told me the other night. He's been mean to them, but he hasn't yelled at them like she has yet. So two things. One, how's he going to feel about the Zosha thing? And number two, how's he going to feel when he finds out that Carol can kill these things?
I think number one with the Zosha situation, it's just going to be to the point where she's already had sex with Zosha a bunch of times by the time she gets there.
Yep.
I believe that it's all in the end going to be a ploy. So to me, I think he's already going to be changed. I think he's going to be a part of the hive mind, but they're going to fake it like he's not, and he's just going to be up in there.
You think he becomes our mole, essentially? People have asked.
Yeah, I think he'll be the mole. Yeah, I think he'll be the mole. He'll be in there. And it'll look good, and it'll look like he's doing everything right, and he's on there and everything else, and he's caring. He's not going there with Carol for sex. He's really has. In his mind, I want to save the world.
I think he's going to go there. I think he's going to find out that Carol can do that, and he's going to be like, "We should kill all these fuckers. Go out there and murder them." He's going to go out and try to yell at them and kill them too. And we're going to find out that only Carol has that ability. And I think it's going to set up a initial. I hear what you're saying about that he could be turned, and I'm not poo-pooing that. I'm saying that could definitely be a possibility, but. That aside, if he does come in his real way, he's going to come in hot, and he's going to not like that Carol is with Zosha, and he's going to try to kill her. He's going to try to fucking kill her, and that's going to create some interesting tension. We're finally going to have conflict here, Tony, like real conflict between these two characters. Him and Carol are not going to get along. They're not going to get along.
No, they already cursed at each other. A couple of times, right? So
he's just not going to like that. She's going to be like, "Oh, you're here. Let's call the hive and get dinner," and he's going to be like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, I don't want to fucking call these fuckers for dinner. Like, what's your problem? Like, you're not trying to save the world. You're one of these 12. Screw you. Like, they're going to have a problem.
They're going to have a fight, just like they had a fight on the phone that quick. Bendejo. It's going to be like that. It's going to be like, but eventually. If he is to help her, it would be some type of situation where they have to eventually arrive at some point together where it works out for them and they get along. But in the beginning, I think it has to. Again, we have 2 episodes left, right? So what questions, Phil, before you answer this question, I don't know if you're still there, right?
Yep.
Cool. All right, because I got to go grab beer. The question we're going to what questions do we think that they have to answer in these last 2 episodes? I want you to ponder on that for a second. And in the chat, you could talk about that too. I'll be right back.
The things that I think they really need to answer in these next couple of episodes, or the things they need to get into, I think ultimately they've done a lot of good for the first season in the building blocks. But the best thing that they need to do, I think, in these next couple of episodes is establish the relationship between those 2 characters, between Mano and Carol, because there are 2 people that do have some sort of issue with this world. I also think you're probably going to bring in at some point by the end of this season, Mr. Air Force One, Diabates, or whatever his name. Sorry, someone spells it out. I can pronounce it. But the Air Force One guy, Ted DiBiase, I call him, the $1 Million Man there. I think he's going to come back into it, and they're going to establish by the end of this season who our pecking order characters are moving into season 2. I think we're going to end this season with Carol, Mr. Diabasi, whatever, Air Force One guy, and this dude and Mano all together with committed at a goal to try to save people in a weird way. I think they're going to realize they're going to have problems when they first are introduced, but then she's going to convince him that Zosha is good to have someone on the inside, that she was able to turn Zosha. And I honestly think, I don't know if it would be answered, but I think something really cool that they possibly could do by the end of the season as a cliffhanger reveal is bring someone out of it. Is be able to bring Zosha out of it for a second, even for a moment, to just be like, whoa, you brought them out of it. So maybe answering if they do physically find a way. But I really think these last 2 episodes are going to be about bringing our main characters all together, and then all of them committing to a plan.
All right. We got a phone call coming in, and it says this is from SC's calling in right now. The one known
From
Sarah Charles.
To accept, press 1.
Sarah, you sound like a robot. What's going on?
I'm not a robot.
Oh, well, when it announced your name, it sounded like a robot. What's going on?
Sarah Charles robot.
Am I on the air?
You are on the air, yes.
Oh, goodness. So listen, I don't know the show you're talking about. I was hoping I could get pre-screened and get dismissed if what I wanted to talk about was not relevant to what you guys are talking about. But my question was, are you excited about Night of the Seven Kingdoms?
Okay, we can talk about
And what?
We can talk about this for a second. It's good just because it's you.
I love Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I love House of the Dragon. I feel like I love the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. I'm
One of these
oh,
things is not
also,
like the other.
this is what I texted you. Because I didn't think you were going to pick up because I didn't know the number. But also, if you have to watch Abbott Elementary. It's so good.
I will not watch Abbott Elementary, but I appreciate it.
Why will you not watch Abbott Elementary?
I'm not gonna. I would say this: Night of the Seven Kingdoms. It's a 4 or 5 episode season. I will see how.
I think it's short.
Yeah,
it's short.
It's only 30-minute episodes. So we'll see how good it is in the amount of time that they're giving it.
Wait, is it really that many episodes, Tony?
It's short. It's like 6 episodes, 7 episodes.
It's hard for me because they're perfect
minutes,
little stories.
It's like
they're perfect little. I feel like though from the trailer it's going to be really good. I'm going to really like it.
The trailer's great. That's the trailer's job, is to make it look great. I can show you a lot of shows that look good on the trailer, but were shitty when I watched them, right? Because so they could show you all, and they didn't.
Not every.
All right, but Sarah,
not every trailer makes.
I can't talk about this for long, but I'll say this: they gave us the ending in the trailer. They showed us the ending of the show in the trailer. So to me, it looks like they're showing all the high points in the trailer already. And when you give away the ending in the trailer, to me, that means you don't have a lot of confidence in the show. So we'll see when it goes down. I'm definitely looking forward to it and everything else. But you read the book, so you know that the ending was shown in the trailer already. So when you do that, to me, it spells a little that you're not that confident in the show.
Okay.
But I love you, Sarah. I love your children.
Love you too.
So please tell them I said hi. Tell your man I said hi too.
I will tell them all.
All right. I expect to see y'all photos on Facebook very soon with the Christmas pajamas.
Listen, I do. How much time do I have, Tony?
Go ahead, Sarah. Just give me your last.
Yeah, what do I want to say? I have so many fucking haters on Facebook that I just want to post my normal life and be like, look what I fucking accomplished despite of you. Look what I did despite you and your abuse and whatever. So I know it seems like I'm probably being extra and performative, but I'm also it's for a good reason. It's to say fuck you to a lot of people.
All right. Well, I am not saying that you have the Christmas pajama photos. I'm saying I really truly look forward to seeing your family in them. I really mean that. I'm not saying it any other way but that.
Tony, my family's adorable. I 100%. Love my fucking life. And that's why I love being guess what? Fuck you all.
I agree with you, and I'm glad and I'm happy that you found the happiness you deserve and you are looking for. That's why when I say that, I don't mean that in that way. I hope you didn't take it that way. I really enjoy looking at or waiting to see your family.
Thank you. No, thank you. And I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're okay. That sometimes I drink too much beer and call in on your show.
No, you drink a lot of wine. That's why your nickname is the Wine Mom, and that's what
Boy, it's beer tonight, but fine. Yeah, you can call me whatever you want.
All right, my love. We'll speak to you later.
All right, bye.
Peace out. That was the Wine Mom, Sarah Shaw. We love Sarah. Been hung out with Sarah in person at conventions multiple times already now and everything else. Phil has met her personally too.
Yes, Sarah is absolutely good people. And I'm excited for the Night of the Seven Kingdoms as well, not to go too far down that road, but I am excited for it. Probably by nature, a little bit more excited for that story than I was for House of the Dragon, as I enjoy the literature of that better. That being said, 6 episodes, 30-minute episodes is going to feel, short. It's going to feel short. But I hope it's good quality. I hope they keep the theme and the vibe of everything. And if they do, it's a little lighthearted. But I see that damn dagger in this, Tony, if they somehow find a way to put the damn dagger in this, connect it all, it's going to annoy me. It's just going to annoy me if the damn dagger is in it.
No way around it. All right, back to Pluribus. So we have talked a lot about a lot of things, but we have not talked about everything. And so I'm going to go through. So what I think we need to do, and I would like your comments, again, call us up. You see the number 518-290-0848. You can call up, give your theories and stuff. My number one theory is that Manu's going to be turned. He's going to be in there as a spy. I think what we need to see before this season ends, number one, we need to see them say no. We got to get that. We can't have this nice guy shit going into season 2, right? We got to at least see him say no with a smile on their face. But we need a no before it's all said and done. Debbie, she's asking you something, Phil.
Yeah, I just want to make sure this didn't go by again. I did not answer that, but I do love all the random Star Trek references. You can't not do it if you're having a hive mind situation. Not only in Star Trek do you have the Borg, which is obviously the popular one, but you also have the Great Link, which are a bunch of shapeshifters, Tony, that live together in a big ocean of a hive mind, but they're all individuals within the ocean, but they all share a mind together and then can pull their way out of it and become individuals and make new memories and bring it back into the hive, which might be relevant for this later down the road. But I do love all the little Star Trek references. You can tell the writers are doing it optimally and on purpose and when it makes sense, because you can't not make those references. So I do appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the show and this concept of the hive mind and everything else, the show is about free will. But that's what it really comes down to. That's what they're trying to push out, and that's what they're trying to put in here. And that's what the hive mind, everything, it's the fight for free will. And is it worth it? If we can do this and stop crime, stop racism, stop this, stop greed, stop all this stuff, take all of our resources, put it all together, can you still have free will? Is that better than had not? Now, speaking about Star Trek, real quick, Star Trek has done all those things with free will. Right? That is why they have made a utopia where people go to work because they like that field. They like to be a part of that job. Everybody gets paid a certain amount of money. Everyone has a nice house. Everyone has these things. All these monetary money means
The
nothing.
replicator did it all.
They
Star Trek
got rid of
having a replicator and getting rid of money. But it's interesting. It's not the rest of the galaxy. It's just in the utopia of the Earth and all that.
Yeah, but you got rid of the thing is they got rid of money, right? They got rid of money and people's desire for it, and that is what made the utopia. And that's what is now. In human history, it doesn't matter whether you're talking money or gold or whatever resource you want to put it on. When you can get rid of that, that is when everybody can actually join together. But until that, and I don't think it'll ever happen on this planet, that's what it's going to be. You know what I mean? To me, it is for this United States or any country in the world to unite. It would take a foreign entity coming from out of space.
It would take an alien invasion. Yeah, I've always said that.
For us to say we love you because you're human. I don't give a fuck what color or religion you are. I'm just glad to see another human fucking being. It would take that. It
would take a Borg invasion. It would take a fucking Borg invasion.
Drastic in order for human being.
No, I think that's not drastic at all, Tony. I think it's probably pretty painfully accurate, actually.
But yeah, so I think that they need to say no. I think that's what they need to do before this season ends. I think that has to go. And I don't think that the three of them combine forces at the end of this season. I just don't see it. You know what I mean? I think a lot of other people are going to elect to join the hive. Actually, someone said this in one of your comments, and I want to focus on this because if it is a plot hole, or if people think this is a plot hole, would any person at this point, even the old man that said he wanted to, or the family people, would anyone choose to join the hive now, knowing that they're going to die, knowing what John Cena had to say, or knowing that they're running out of food and they have a few years at best? Will any of those 13 people, you think, Tony, decide to make a choice to change? Well, I think this is what it is. So when I look at the hive and I look at everything, this is the reason why I think it will go. And I'm going to give y'all another Teflon example. All right, let me give you an example here. Amish people. I know Amish people. I'm not friends with them, but I know a lot of Amish people. Where I live right now is Amish people, right? And
I've seen Kingpin.
And they be in Applebee's, a bunch of them every Friday night. Someone drives them to Applebee's, and the young Amish people, they go on dates and they sit in Applebee's eating, right? Now, at a certain point in every Amish person's life, where they turn 18, I don't know exact time, they are allowed to go experience the world for what it is. Leave the Amish lifestyle for a little bit, for like a year or so, and go put their trek out there and see if this is what they want to be a part of. And then if they don't, they come back to the Amish. And the majority, it's like 98%, always come back, even though they've seen the world and shit. 2%, they come back. And the reason why they do it, the reason why they go back, is family. They miss their family. Because if they go out in that world, they're basically giving up their family. They're not going to accept
joking,
you back.
but that is kind of the story of Kingpin. I was joking, but that is kind of the story of Kingpin. He leaves with Woody to go do the bowling thing, and then he has to come back.
And that draw of family, that draw of connection of your family will bring you back. So I think that when we deal with this hive mind situation and why people would join, even knowing this, is because they miss their family. They miss that connection. And that is why they would be drawn back to it.
I agree, Tony. They don't want to get months in doubt in the middle of nowhere and just be lonely their whole lives. They actually want to join back in on that. And yes, Debbie, I fucking love Kingpin. It's that everyone focuses on Something About Mary, but my favorite Farley Brothers movie is probably Kingpin. Just for that bowling thing at the end with Bill Murray, when he hits the 3 strikes. And he actually did that in real life. Bill Murray actually hit those 3 strikes, and that's why the audience was going so fucking crazy, because he actually fucking nailed all 3 of them. But yeah,
and I will say this, I've never seen either of those fucking movies.
You should watch Kingpin. Kingpin is fucking hilarious. Kingpin's hilarious. Kingpin's fucking hilarious.
I never watched Something About Mary. I never watched Kingpin. Never watched any of those.
Have you ever seen The Color? Have you ever seen The Color of Money with Tom Cruise and Paul Newman?
Yeah.
It's kind of a spoof on that, but it's with Woody Harrelson and Randy Quaid, and Woody Harrelson plays this.
Yeah, I know all about it. I know about the movie. I know about the movie. I know about all the stuff. I know all of it, but I've never actually watched those movies. Never watched it. Never watched it. I just was never into like
the gross out humor type stuff.
I would say no. I had gotten away from comedies. And I don't want to say this in a bad way, but I would gotten away from like comedies, like Something About Mary. Last one, like Porky's, was funny to me. The only one that was funny to me after that I've seen, that I actually watched and actually literally laughed was the one in Las Vegas with the
Hangovers movies.
The Hangover is made me laugh out loud. Like that's the only other kind. I am a very hard person to make laugh watching a movie. I don't laugh at shit at all. The Hangover made me, when that little Chinaman jumped out of the trunk, I almost pissed my pants like that. I didn't mean y'all know what I'm talking about. God damn it, y'all ain't saying that.
Not literally. You pissed your pants. Superbad also is another newer one that makes me laugh a lot.
But other movies like Booty Call, when I watched Booty Call didn't make me laugh. Like certain scenes were funny, but that make me laugh out loud and stuff. At all. Like Don't Be a Menace while drinking juice in the hood. What was that? Like that makes me laugh out loud. Like that, but movie's hilarious to me. You know what I mean? And all that and everything. So I don't watch it. But that when he jumped out that goddamn trunk out of nowhere, which physically the physics is impossible for the truck to have to come out standing up the way he did. He would have had to been laying down, adjusted, and then came up. But the fact that they made him jump out of that thing and start attacking, that was hilarious. That was fun. The Hangover made me laugh.
Yeah, those are pretty funny. It takes a lot to make me laugh too, but I consistently do like comedy movies. Some of those ones in the 90s, if you went back, Tony, I think you would enjoy.
Maybe I will one day.
Kingpin is just one of there's a couple of disgusting moments in that movie. I just think you would find exceptionally hilarious.
I watch disgusting. Disgusting don't mean nothing to me. I just
no. If the people that have seen it, there's I'm gonna spoil one joke. Woody Harrelson is down on his luck, and he has this really like disgusting landlord, and he like ends up having to like go down on her to like get rent, and then she keeps going like this to him for the whole movie, and then he's like horrified by that, and he sees that nightmare, and through the rest of the movie, you see her face going. the whole movie. It's just fucked up, and it's funny. And Bill Murray's in. He just plays like the asshole rival and show. It's like a typical movie, but it's like a road trip kind of movie.
Yeah.
And it's
I said it's really hard. Comedy shows live, I'll laugh all day if it's funny.
Stand-up comics and shit like that.
That's more my speed. You know what I mean? I try to watch every stand-up comedy I can watch that come around. I don't care who it is. I go watch them just so I can say I've seen that person and see if they can make me laugh and stuff, you know. But I'm more of that than the movies don't really work for me. It really has to be a funny ass movie in order to make me laugh.
Peter Griffin, I've definitely used in a joking way that Big Earn line where he goes up to two girls, he goes, "Hey you," and he goes, "Not you, you." I just said that it's a Bill Murray like, "Hey you," no, hi, no, not you, you.
All right, people are here to hear something about Pluribus. Again,
we got more people in that movie conversation. Our numbers jumped up.
We did. More people started watching.
More people started watching us.
It's 518-290-0848 is the number to call if you want to call in and talk to us about your theories of Pluribus. So, theory, I think, is that I think one of them have to die of these three, right? In order for the other two to truly take it seriously.
Do you think any of the other? This is another aspect, Tony, with the three. Are we gonna? There's got to be another fucking person, right? I don't want to get too far. No, I do want to get into this because you're telling me there's no one that's living off grid underground. So you know, there's no like survivalist out there. There's got to be someone else, right?
Yeah, there's no guy person out there who just is off the grid, under the radar, living like that. Who made it? They're going off of a census that they have, right? So if somebody is off grid, if someone is like, let's just say a tribe somewhere in Africa or Alaska and don't have Facebook, don't have that, you would think maybe one of them would have had to make it. And maybe that's how they used to expand it when it comes down to it later on in the show. Because
people in doomsday bunkers that never were in the air, that are just sitting there their whole lives. There's a Johnny Drama plays a character like that in 24 that's just hiding in the hills and all that kind of stuff. But Tony, yeah, I do think one of them needs to die, but I'm wondering
you gotta take it seriously. So if like the way
that happened by the end of this season, though.
I would think so. I think it would be the guy in the plane would have to die in a way because Carol is going to get swept up with Zosia's butt crack, right? She's going to be all in it, right? As lonely as she is. And we talked about this earlier. People, when I was on the phone with my peoples, I called them, and it was just like, you know, people are trying to say Carol's faking it, that hug. There was no faking that hug. Phil, do you agree? There was no faking that hug. Like,
No, I think
broken. They broke her, and that's why she was crying and hugging at that time.
Yeah, it was the emotional let go of all that time, all that effort, all the emotional energy that she had built up in that moment. And yes, I do think it was a choice. They knew she would break at some point in time and ask for them back. And that's all she needed to do was show that she was willing to accept their help. But in that moment, she was giving in to all of it and giving Zosha all of her emotions. And I think that's also important why we had that moment where she plugged herself up with the truth serum, Tony. And she said that she's so fuckable. Why is she going to be so nice and so fuckable? Just to show you her subconscious wants this girl. So it completes the whole path. And
they sent her knowing that. Yep. So that's the whole thing. Look, when we look at the show and we look at, there was a reason why they showed you the lengths it took to get her to her, right? They specifically chose this woman out of every other woman on the planet who was so far away, had us fly a fucking cargo plane like she was in the goddamn Sylvester Stallone Undesirable movie, whatever they're fucking called. Or all the old men.
Oh yeah, the Undisputed. No, the
yeah, the old man one. Yeah, the old man. But they had to fly one of those cargo planes. Have it come out.
No, Indestructibles. Undestructibles or some shit.
Whatever it is, which was a great concept.
Expendables.
The Expendables, yeah. They had to fly and play like the Expendables from fucking around the globe. Washed her ass in the goddamn airport just for Carol, because they knew specifically that this would be the person that she would like, that she would want to be with, and everything. It did all that. They knew what they were doing. So this shows you the manipulation of the hive mind, that how far and lengths that they're willing to go to manipulate these last couple of people. This other guy's not hard to manipulate. Just bring beautiful women around them.
Maybe, but like that's the thing, Tony. Shows the level of manipulation. You're absolutely right, but it goes even a step further that the reason they have to do this with Carol is because her loved one's dead. They have no one in her family that's left to target. With Mano, with the dude, the Paraguay guy, they tried his mother. With the Indian girl woman, they did her kid. You know, with this person, they're manipulating you on this core level. Carol doesn't have anybody, and the one person she had died. So what do? They picked a fantasy character. They picked one person on Earth that resembles the character in her book, cleaned her ass up, washed her ass, brought her over there, and presented her with the complete internal logic and knowledge and attractive, can put out the attractive pheromones, so to speak, or whatever you want to say. I don't mean smell necessarily. I just mean put out the attractive energy that her wife could have, or her whoever, girlfriend, wife, whoever hell it was. And it's easy pickings to Tony. It's a turkey shoot.
It is, because again, we talked about this earlier, but in case for the couple of people who came late, let me say this again for y'all. You're dealing with a hive mind, a psych that has the knowledge of every psychologist in the world who's ever existed, that they have the knowledge of, that has everybody who knows how to gas anyone, the seduction people who have written books about it and know the art of seduction. They know all of it. They know exactly what manipulates people and everything else. And now they're going to present her with a woman who knows everything that she's ever liked sexually in bed from anyone that she's ever been with throughout the years, that knows what she likes. So you're going to have a dream person here that looks the way you want them to look, that can please you the way they can please you. And that is game breaker.
Yeah, that's a fantasy character from a book. You're a writer, Tony. A fantasy character from a book you wrote, like your idealized fantasy girl character that you had to change because it was too overt that you wanted this character. So you changed your produce. So in you looking exactly like that. Imagine that, like whatever you've written, whatever like a character that you care about, that you've written about, shows up in that form. Like, hi, Tony. It's just, they would have that in on you.
Yeah, listen, you've dated people, Phil. I've dated people. You're on the chat, you get married. Everyone does it.
Poor girls that had to date me.
And you said to yourself, God damn, if I had this one with this one's ass and this one's tits and this personality and this, if I could do that, this would be the perfect person for me. These people know all those things of what you want and can present that to you.
Yep. They're doing the weird science game, Tony, like the movie Weird Science. They're bringing all the pieces together and going, it's alive, and turning it into the perfect thing to manipulate you. Again, whatever it is for you. We're focusing on Carol and them picking her fantasy girl. But again, with the Indian woman, they picked her son. Or her son was turned. Her son is her person that's focusing in on that. Each person's getting another person that's close to them or that manipulates them in this way. Carol's somebody that needs to, that we've established has a partner and she needs someone around. And that's what that embrace was at the end. It was, as much as Carol hates people and is all curmudgeon-y, she needs that one person around, Tony. She needs somebody to support her and to hug sometimes and have, the most.
We all do.
Even the most introvert people need hugs sometimes, most of them.
No. I said solitary confinement is a torture for a reason. It's a torture. They torture you with that. Put you in the hole by yourself. Torture. They solitary confined her to death. She thought she was all high and mighty with little golf balls and everything else. Didn't work in the end. In the end, it didn't work. Didn't work at all. John Haymaker said it's so Zoja's going to be a girlfriend. There's no doubt about that. She's already said that she wanted to fuck her. And why she got to be so goddamn fuckable? Who says that? Who says that? No one says that. That's not a line anyone says in life. Why do they have to be so fuckable? I just can't resist. No one says that shit. All right? I understand why they said it, why they did it, because they have to let us know how she's feeling inside. That's something you keep to yourself. You know what I mean? But she's trying to board her girlfriend and everything else. But eventually, all that shit passes.
Do you think we get back to them trying to find?
You could do that. It looks so long. Her girlfriend's been dead for what? How many days have her girlfriend been dead for? 10?
Something like
10
that.
Days? And she wants to fuck somebody.
At that point, yeah, it was like 12 days or something. It's like I think it was 12 days at that point.
Yeah, she wants somebody, right? And now they can have somebody in there that looks exactly the way she wants, but can act exactly the way her girlfriend act towards her. She can flip it. Again, there's a reason why they showed us this dude and having all these people pretending to be in that James Bond Casino Royale type situation with him, right?
Freddie, it's 40 days by the embrace, but at the time that she drugs herself and says that she's fuckable, I think that's about 12 days. I think it was 12 days at the drugging point, which is what we were discussing. But it's like 40 days at the point that the hug happens. Like,
yeah, that's so. If the love of your life died 40 days, usually that's a little too soon.
Especially if the rest of the world dies at the same time. That would probably
I think it's a little too soon. 40 days too soon. A month. It's a month.
You may need some time to yourself.
You bury your loved one and you're fucking in a month. That's a little too soon. To me, it's a little too soon. I'm just saying it's a little too soon. I'm not blaming her. She can do what she got to do. But I'm saying to me, it's a little too soon. All right, it's a little too soon. It's a little too soon when it's all said and done. And yes, it was Moni. You're right. She was under the truth serum, so that's why she put it out there. But again, it's the level of manipulation. They knew that she would be so fuckable to Carol. That's why they sent her. They knew that would be the case. They knew she would care about this chick and everything else. They knew it would all go down that
absolutely way. They know her. They know what reaches her. But going into more what you were asking about, what I hope or what I think they need to answer going into it, whether they bring all the characters together or they're definitely going to bring Mono and her together by the end of the season. I think by the end of next episode, halfway through or towards the end of next episode, and then the whole finale will be them together planning and plotting something or doing something. But one of my questions is, do we get back to them will they work on a plan to find the cure to get them back? We know it exists. Are they going to try to break Zosha out? She has Zosha back. Do you try to do that thing again? Do you try to drug Zosha again and get Zosha the fuck out of there?
No, because she's going to love us. This is the thing. It's how they decide to get you. All right. It made it look like
Mono's not going to like that, Tony. His name is Inigo Montoya. He wants to save the world. Carol's
let me look at it from the hive mind perspective. Let Don be the hive mind real quick. If I was running this shit in the hive mind, right? We know she's attracted to this chick, all right? We know that and we know that she wants her, but she just won't allow herself to have her. We know that she almost killed her too, right? We don't know that she almost killed her. We know that it seemed like she almost killed her. Hive mind could have affected that whole thing, manipulate to make it look like Zosha was about to die, to make her feel a certain way when they pulled her off, that your actions that you did to her almost cost this woman her life, even though it may not have, just to manipulate you so that when it all comes down to it in the end, when she comes back to you, you won't do that bullshit anymore. You won't ask her these questions. You won't try to do these things. You will just accept her for what she is and not have to worry about all the other things. And I think it's a good chance that whole thing was all manipulated by the hive mind, the whole situation. We don't know that the drug actually caused that. We have no idea that the drug is what caused her to go into what she went into and did all that. We just know what they said at that particular time. And they just said they needed to save her. And that was it. And have her laid up in the hospital bed. That's easy. See this, they're all thinking together just to have her there. It's a very easy way to manipulate. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, listen, I know a woman who is very beautiful woman. And I know that a guy whose brother passed away. All right. And I loved his brother. His brother's my man, 50 grand, whatever. This woman never interacted with this guy in that way ever. But his brother passed away. He was crying. All of a sudden, during that time, she comforted him with sex. All right? This is what happens. I've seen it. I didn't watch it, but I know this is what happened. Right? So I'm just saying, not that she wasn't doing a bad thing. I'm not blaming her for doing it or anything like that, or him for doing it. It's a comfort situation, right? When you deal with sex and all that. So this is what they do. You almost took this woman's life, everything else. You've seen the way she broke down. The comfort in the end for them too is sex. That's the way it's going to go down with them. There's no doubt about it. That's going to go down. And then once you have that emotional attachment, especially as a woman, now I don't know, I'm not a woman, but I dealt with a lot of them. When they don't, a lot of women, there are women who like to have sex just to have sex, but a lot of women put a lot of emotional attachment when it comes to having sex. And especially that her true love of her life is dead now. When you add all these things, I can just see her being so connected to Zoja that she don't give a goddamn about saving the planet anymore. That she's just willing to live her life with her in that house and just live like that. Because when we also look at the other hive mind people, there are people out there saying they were trying to find a way to save these people's life because they're going to run out of food. And I will say that the whole thing that I told you would happen, I told you exactly how the food would be processed. I told you exactly how it would look. And it was exactly what I said in my video. Exactly the way the meat was stacked of the human beings and everything. Exactly the way I said. I told you that's the way it was going to be. Exactly the way it was. That's exactly the way they showed it. And this is what they're trying to do in this show. And that's what it is. So Carol will be emotionally manipulated by Zoja as they planned from the beginning. But this will get her to have sex with her. The whole trauma of her almost dying and almost killing her. I'm telling you, that is what's going to happen here and everything else. This is what's going to go down. I'm telling you, I've seen it. I've seen it happen. That people try to comfort people at funerals because people pass away with sex. This is what they're going to use to manipulate her to get her in there. Carol's going to get started. This guy's going to come there, and she's not going to want any part of it at all. At all. Not at all. It's just like this guy. This goddamn Air Force One motherfucker. Do you think that motherfucker had sex like he's having now in his life? Not even close. Not even close. Not even close. Why would he give all that up? And he's not. That's why they got to kill him. Got to kill him. And that's the only thing that's going to snap Carol back out of the love life that she's in is when that guy dies. And I think that's what's going to happen. He's got to go. He's got to die. That snaps her out of it and everything else. Because she ain't going to be wanting to chill with this dog food eating motherfucker. Why would she want to hang out with that guy eating dog food? This chick is taking tops off of fucking plates and eating them by herself. You think she's all of a sudden going to say, yeah, Paraguay guy, let's eat dog food together. Fuck them. She's complaining that her Gatorade's not cold enough. Right? So they are not on the same wavelengths when it's all said and done. And that's where I think of everything else. My Pine Vine, the Pixel Pine Vine. Why did I say that, Phil? Pine Vine. Pixie Vine TV. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I wear glasses. It's hard for me to see. Says Carol's going to make a booty call. To make her a booty call. No, Carol's going to try to marry her. This is what's going to be. It's not going to be just a booty call to her. Because again, this woman's going to have the knowledge of everyone that Carol ever dated in her head. So anything that Carol ever liked, this woman's going to perform that without Carol knowing. So she's going to fall right in love with her. And that's what's going to be. She's going to fall right in love with her. Everyone thought that, like, oh, she got out of there and stopped that plane because she seen her look back and she just didn't want her to be a part of the harem. No, she did that because she wanted to fuck her. That's why she did it. That's why she did it. She did it because she wanted to fuck her. Inside. She may have said, oh, I don't want to be a part of his harem. She wanted her herself. And that's what it is. I like that. Who said this? Pluribussy. Pluribussy is what it is. And pluribussy is better than no pussy. And that's the way it goes. Phil, you still there? Phil is not there. He's off.
No, I am here. And I think Haymaker originally coined the pluripussy, but bussy.
Pluribussy? Pluribussy. Bussy. Pluribussy is a great one.
Yeah, it's good. It is a good one. I do think eventually it's going to get there, Tony. I don't think it's going to happen as quickly as you maybe think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be over time. I think she's going to meet up with Mano, and they are going to, in my mind, can craft some plan to. They're not going to get off the theme of trying to figure out some sort of cure for a while, but I think eventually Zosha will wear her down. But I do think there will be an initial try. That's something that's going to fail miserably at the end of this season somehow, that the two of them are going to try something. I think initially there'll be some bumpy road, but they will connect and come up with some plan.
Let's go like this. Let's just say she snaps her out of it, right? That she's able to snap her out of what she was. So let's say that.
I don't know if it's going to go that far this season, but we can play with that.
Let's say it eventually goes that way, right? Eventually goes.
Or I think they're going to snap a lot of people out of it. I think they're going to be able to snap like millions of people out of it somehow.
Let's just focus on this one, just for this conversation real quick. She snaps out Zosha. Do we know that Zosha is a lesbian in real life? Do we know that Zosha would be attracted to Carol in real life? We don't know these things. And the answer most likely is no, that she wouldn't be. And that she's not. And she wouldn't want to be around her the way she has been around her.
I don't think that would be a dissuading force to save the world, though, as much as that's where we disagree. I don't think that would, right now anyways, I don't think anything is going to stop these two assholes from trying to do anything they can in the world to stop this. I know Carol is sort of like whipped by them a little bit to a certain extent, but I do think there's... I don't think she's gonna fall in love with her quite yet. I don't see it going there that quickly. I don't.
I do. All right. I agree. We agree to disagree.
Yeah, we can agree to disagree, but I think that's taking it too far. That's putting too much power to the power of pussy in that situation. I think yes, it shows emotion, but that's going to grow over time. Vince isn't just going to have it in one episode. They fuck, and then suddenly she's like her like toy. It's going to be a slow process.
You'll see it. You'll see it when the next episode they will be dating. They will be holding hands.
I think by the end of next season, Tony, you might be onto something, but I just don't think it's going to happen by the end in these two episodes. I think you're going to see the seeds of it here, but it's going to be a long manipulation.
I don't even think it's going to be seeds. I think it's going to be a matter of fact that she's waking up in her bed and everything else, and they're going to be all these things. From what they showed us in this episode, right? What they showed us about her was that the thing that she cared about most, Carol, as a character, was companionship that she has lost with her loved one. All the meals she ordered were because of that something that she went out and ate with somebody else that she loved. That's all she desires. And once she gets that desire back, that's going to be her main focus, not to lose it again. So snapping Zosha out of it could take that away from her, and she's not going to want to do it. Not saying eventually she doesn't do it, but that would be the juxtaposition of it, that this chick don't want me the way she wants me now, and I'm so happy the way I am with it right now. So therefore, I can't do that. I got to keep her the way she is. And that's what I think going to be the conflict.
I think you're 100% correct on that, Tony, but I just think that's a conflict further down the road. I think we're going to see that conflict in the next 2 episodes. I think that is an absolute conflict in the long-term essence of this show, in the relationship that those two are going to form, and a dynamic, like what you're saying makes so much sense. In the long-term aspect is an ongoing theme throughout it of, if she saves the world, if they save the world, they're going to lose the connections that they make in this world. So, but I just don't think it's going to be as relevant in these 2 episodes. I think for me, I think you're just going to see the start of her caring about her, establishing it, but you're going to be focusing more on the 2 of them, and they're still developing. I don't think Carol's quite there yet. I don't think she's quite in a place where I think she needs to. Right now she's going to be so focused on the fact she made that other human connection. I don't think sex is high on her mind right now, even though it's in her subconscious. I just don't think it's.
I mean, they had her say it.
When she was on drugs deep in her subconscious, that's different than doing it in real life. That's different than doing it in real life. Doing it in real life. It's different. It's different. It's different.
No.
You're saying every person you want to fuck in your subconscious, you try to fuck?
I'm going to say this, Phil, that when you're on ecstasy, all right, you say shit that you want to do, just say it louder. And all that stuff that happens on that, there's stuff that would never happen. That stuff would really happen and stuff. It just comes out and you can't help it. People blow on you, and all of a sudden, it feels like God's blowing on you, right?
Yeah, but she's not taking ecstasy with Zosha.
I'm saying that drug she was on just exposed the truth.
Yeah, it exposed totally. That's what I said. It exposed her subconscious.
Not no deep subconscious, like that was buried and trapped in her.
She wants to bang this girl because everything we've been talking about tonight makes a lot of sense. But I don't think that manifests her in the next 2 episodes having sex with Zosha. I just don't think that happens in the next 2 episodes. I will come out here and say I'm wrong if it happens.
We're gonna make a bet here right now.
She does not have sex with Zosha in the next 2 episodes.
When that episode opens up, now when we see it, we're gonna.
Cuddling isn't sex. Cuddling isn't sex.
Together. They're gonna be in bed together when they
cuddling. Yes, not sex. Cuddling is not sex, Tony.
The cuddling.
Canoodling is not sex. Hugging is not sex.
If they show them in bed together, they're saying they.
No, you're going to take it as a win if they show them in bed together, but that doesn't mean they had sex.
Oh, Phil.
Being intimate and touching each other like that. I'm talking about them having
I gotta do my Bill Cosby note. You know that if they show them in bed together, they're saying
no. If there was a sex scene, they'll show a sex scene. If it actually
they don't have to show it for it to happen.
See, this is how you're curbing your bet, because even if they just show them cuddling, you're gonna be like, "See, Phil, they had sex." No, we have to get confirmation that they had sex.
They'll say something.
They're not gonna be. They're not gonna.
They'll say something. They'll say something.
They're not. They're cuddling in the next 2 episodes, but not having sex. There's no sex.
They ain't cuddling butt naked next to each other, bro.
Nope.
They ain't cuddling butt naked, and
that's your subconscious of what you want to see.
I wouldn't mind it.
I want to see it too. I don't have pretending I know. I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, that's happening.
Cuddling often does lead to sex, and it's gonna happen eventually, just not in the next.
That's the only reason to cuddle. There's no other reason.
That's not true.
What do you mean it's not true?
Cuddling is just good sometimes if you need body contact, and even if there's no sex.
No, cuddling is for sex.
No,
men cuddle to have sex.
Some people do.
There's no man in the world who is just cuddling with a woman, not hoping that eventually it leads to some type of sex. Period. There's no mad. That is not the way it works.
I don't think you could speak for every single human in that situation, but I see what you're saying.
I am speaking.
I see what you're saying.
There's none of that. You're not getting on the couch, laying up on a lady, let a lady, and I'm only speak as a heterosexual man that I am. You're not laying on the couch with a lady, letting the lady rub herself on you, rubbing her back, rubbing her, and there's no sexual indication.
Cuddle puddles are a thing, and they're fun. I've had cuddle puddles in a lot of theater experiences where just a bunch of people cuddling, and it's not about sex. Cuddle puddles are fun.
You're talking about a whole group of people, Phil.
Yeah, just cuddling and hanging out. Like you're saying, there's no reason to cuddle except for sex, is what you said.
I'm talking about one-on-one, man and a woman, not a cuddle puddle. I'm not talking about. I'm talking about.
I have cuddled with Joe. I've cuddled with Joe, Peter Griffin.
I'm not talking about Joe. Yeah. You and Joe.
I've cuddled with Joe and like 20 other people too.
I'm saying we can talk about that on the after dark. But what I'm saying is that when you're with a woman and she comes over your crib, and she's in there, and you are on the couch and you're watching a movie together and you're cuddling on the couch, you're doing that as a man. To me, as a man, and all the men I'm asking you in the chat, y'all let me know that eventually that this will lead to some type of sex. It doesn't have to lead to it at that point. It doesn't have to be that night, but you're doing it to lead there, because when you're cuddling, you're eventually going to touch some side boobage. You're eventually going to touch some side booty. Yeah, it doesn't have to go farther than that, but it's going for that.
I hear what you're saying, but I think in most, I would use the term most, not in all, because I've definitely been in situations one-on-one where I'm cuddling just to cuddle with someone I have no sexual interest in. It's just a buddy that's a girl, and you're like cuddling with them. Like I hear what you're saying, and I think in most cases you're absolutely correct. I just would not say all cases.
As Pixie Vine TV says, my big brother alone with cuddle does the trick. Period. I'm sure it goddamn does.
Yep. No complaints over here.
No. You're speaking the Don's language, and it is. I'm just saying, this is what it is. I know, and anyone else knows. Y'all in the chat know. We all know what the cuddling is for, in the man's perspective, and the woman's perspective. I think it's to feel, they want to feel sexy and want to feel needed. And as she said, I just put the booty on you and put the arm around me, and this is what it is. That's what is going on, and that's what it is. So I don't believe that they show them in bed together in the show that they are trying to say that they cuddled all night. I believe that they show them in the bed together for the show purposes. They're saying that they had sex that night.
No, I think if they wake up in bed together, like with their clothes on, and they get up, they're just sleeping
in
a bed.
What do you mean clothes on?
Depending on what they sleep on. I'm saying if they just wake up cuddling in a bed or sleeping in a bed together, they didn't have sex. If they end up having sex in the show, they'll show the beginning of it. They'll show them making out and kissing and leading into it to make it obvious that's what happened. They're not just going to skip that part. They'll cut it. We won't see a sex scene, but they'll show the start of it. They'll show the first kiss and all that.
Has Rhea Seehorn ever been in a sex scene?
What was that?
Rhea Seehorn ever been like in a sex scene?
I mean, her and Bob did a few, but they showed the beginning of them. Like they showed that
it was never all out.
Maybe she did something else, but I'm saying they're not going to show a whole scene. But if they do have sex, Tony, they're going to show the first moments of it and then cut. They're not going to make it ambiguous.
No, I don't think. I think it would just all you gotta do is show them waking up in the bed. It's like a soap opera, right? No. And soap opera,
they might sleep in the same bed, but they're not gonna. That doesn't mean they had sex.
If they're naked and they're coming out of that bed, that it's a wrap.
Okay, if they're naked. Okay, so
if she's wearing a sweatpants in bed, and she wakes up and she pulls the blanket off and the sweatpants from underneath the blanket, then 100% they didn't do it. But if she ain't got no damn sweatpants on, they come up from the bed, because they may not do it to Rhea, but since this actress has already been willing to be naked in the show, they already showed her, or whether it's a body double or something, easily a show will pull the blanket off and see a little skinny ass walking right past, and that's a wrap. Is that good enough for you?
Well, I just don't. I mean, sure. Like if they're naked, sure. They're not going to
No,
be naked.
not both of them. All you need is one. If Zosha,
they're not having sex in these 2 episodes, so it's moot.
Okay, we'll see if it's
They're
moot.
not having sex in these 2 episodes. It's not
We'll
happening.
see if it's moot. If Phil, we're
It's
going
not
to see
happening.
if Phil is right. If they're not having sex in these
It's
episodes.
not happening. Not in these 2 episodes. They're cuddling, they're hugging, they're being intimate and talk, but sex is not happening yet.
Oh, let's take a poll.
Let's take a poll.
Pause.
Pick the poll up. Poll. Slap that poll in the chat. Let's see. No pause. No pause. We'll stick your poll in the chat, Tony.
No, we'll pause on that. I ain't taking no poll, but I'm gonna pull this chat out. We're gonna put this to the chat. We're gonna put it to the chat. That's all. That's the only way.
Not what we want to see. What we think's gonna see.
No, what we think is gonna happen. That's all. Not what we want. What we think. What y'all think.
There'll be no drugged baby oil in this one. Okay. No.
Okay. We'll see what's going on here. Let me find my channel so I can.
But that being said, Tony, like I'll reiterate, I do think it happens eventually. I do think exactly what you described, like exactly point for what you described, is a long arc throughout into next season. But I think what we're going to see more is more of the uncomfortability about her protecting Zosha from Mono, like him coming in hot, like what
she's going to protect him because she's hit it. That's why.
Not just because she cares, because she wants.
Oh, Phil. It's not just because she cares.
Yes,
it's because she's hit it.
Someone can care about somebody without having sex with them.
Yeah, but it's different. The fact that they said that, why does she have to be so effable?
Yes, to set up that's going to happen later.
So that's what her head's about. That's why they did it. That's what
again, I agree with that, but that doesn't mean it has to be.
They didn't have that. They could have said the exact words. Why does she have to be so lovable? They didn't use the word lovable, right?
Tony, again, I agree with you. I've quoted that many times as well, but I do think this show takes its time more than people want, and we're not going to see it yet. It takes its time. That would be way too rushing for what we've seen established in this world and how quickly things happen. It's for her just in 2 episodes or throughout this one season to end up that close and accepting of the Hive in that way that I think you're describing.
How would you like to phrase this question?
Will she have sex with Zosha this season?
All right. Have sex. I can't spell Zosha, so I'm just going to say Z.
Zosia.
Zosia.
I believe.
This season you're saying it's not going to happen this season.
Yeah, I'm saying it's not happening this season. I agree with, like I said, I agree with everything you're saying. I just don't think it happens till later.
Polls up, and since we've had the poll up,
the poll is in the vertical one, so people know.
It's gonna happen this next episode. It's already happened. It's already done. They've already had it. Let's see. Do I have any gifting memberships to give out to people? I do have gifting memberships.
And anyone who's in the live chat, you guys got to jump over to the vertical one to vote. It's only in the one chat right now.
We have some gifted memberships that went out to people in there. You are now a member of Teflon TV. Welcome to the Familia, and we appreciate having you here and stuff. And we have people that aren't in the chat.
No, because they're in the other chat. They're in the other chat. More people are in the other.
Oh, they're in the other chat. Oh, they're in the vertical side chat.
Yeah. Or the horizontal one. I think you put it in
the horizontal one. We got Kim is in the building. Katie is in the building. Antoine's up in there. Nicole is up in there. You all remember Teflon TV. Take advantage of all those emojis and everything else we got in there. I know all that good stuff. You know, we are. Oh, listen, Phil.
It's only 3. It's only 3 votes right now.
Out of 3 votes, though.
Oh no, it's tied. Now it's 4 votes. It's tied. No, it's 3. No, yes. No, yes. People are voting all over the place.
Well, we'll find out who's right, who the channel thinks is going on in here and everything. I believe it's a wrap. I think they've set this up for the whole time. and it's been built to this point, and this is the point of conflict that she will have, and you do agree with, is that do I release her to have her not want me after I care about her so much? And I think that's what it comes down to. No, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. No problem for the membership. Thank you for watching. Listen, you could be, there's other channels out there who have a lot more people that go and watch their live streams. And the fact that y'all are here rocking with us, we truly, truly appreciate. You know what I mean? Blurry hoes. we truly appreciate that. You know what I mean? We do not take you for granted at all. We're happy with the crowd we got here and everything else and all that. All right, Phil, hold it down, my brother. I have to break the dam, unfortunately.
Okay, let's go down over to a couple more comments here. The Real Rebel Eric says, Carol will be having sex with the whole hive mind. Does she really want that? I mean, yeah, she will be tapping into that or having the great linking with her, so to speak. Jason O says, they might have sex, but Carol isn't going to agree to join the hive. Would Phil the Issues guy have relations with? I'm not going to say it, Sonic. I've committed myself not to say those words tonight. Can't do it. Won't do it. Carol, fitting to get some mind-blowing pluralingus. I love the pluralogy tonight with all the words. So yeah, I do agree with Tony that it is going to happen eventually, and they're going to stretch out that. But he could be right. I mean, they could expedite the process. It would make the drama between Mono and her even stronger later if it goes into that situation. But I tend to think this show takes its time a little bit. So, but we will see. The poll right now is Tony's winning 57-43. So most of you people agree with Tony. Would Phil the I would Sonic, you know, like I would feed into that plurations or pluraringus with some plurahose. That'd be politely plausible. But Tony, yeah, I do think that I agree with you, as I've said before too. They've set it up with the drugs and all of that, her admitting that. And when I say it's in her subconscious, I don't mean it's buried deep. I mean, it's just something she wouldn't verbalize in real life. And I think for Carol to go there, Zosha needs to break her down even more with more Hellenisms when she now accepts her in the door. I think what happened didn't symbolize they're ready to have sex. It symbolized I'm ready to be open to your manipulation. And now the manipulation is going to set in over the course of maybe these one episode, and what you say will happen in the final episode of the season. It'll be one of those reveals that happens at the end or something else that happens. I just think we're going to have to see a little bit more of Carol opening the floodgates of her emotions to allow Zosha to pop in there. That being said, we have 8 votes. And 62% agree with you, and 38% agree with me, Tony. So you're winning.
Only 8 votes. I guess people are not watching. Only 8 people voted.
People aren't watching the vertical one, yeah. But we'll take it. You know, a win's a win, right, Tony? 1 vote.
100%. 100%. A vote to vote. That's the way it goes. No, I think it's been set up. I think this is where it's going to go down, and that's going to be her dilemma in the end, to come back. Right, to come back to who she was, Carol, to come back to wanting to save the world. Sacrifice in the end, right? What sacrifices have we seen Carol do in this show? Yeah, we always have to have a sacrifice, right? And what we have seen in this show so far is that nobody is willing to sacrifice.
Except for
right? He's the only one, right? He's the only one. The guy in Air Force One is not willing to sacrifice what he has. The parents aren't willing to sacrifice their kids. Nobody's willing, but Carol hasn't been put in this position because her loved one is gone. So I think where they're going to go is that she's going to have to sacrifice Zosha, the love she has for her, and that this woman acts like she has for her, in order to get her to be regular. I think that's what it's going to come down. Is she willing to sacrifice that? And she's going to have to be willing to do it.
And I think it's going to be really intense and different. And this is where it's going to be an interesting aspect of how it's going to affect her, that she's going to be for the first time very soon with another human that's not brainwashed into this. I think Carol, at this point, to your point, only wants to stop this thing or has problems with this thing through lip service. She hasn't really, she lost Helen, yes, but I'm talking about in this world, she's telling these things to go fuck themselves, but then going shopping, having them fill the supermarket, sitting there, watching them fill the supermarket, having them deliver things with drones, deliver cold Gatorades, complain that's not too tepid, like all this sort of shit, feeding all into this shit. She hasn't sacrificed anything. She's using this as an excuse. If she sacrificed her individuality, I mean, her connection with other humans by having them all go. But that was, again, as you said, a manipulation for them to see how much you need us. You fucking need us, but you're going to beg for us to come back. That's what you're going to do. And they broke her, like breaking a freaking dog, sticking their fucking nose in pee. Like they freaking broke her. And now Zosha's coming in there to clean up the mess. But I think another angry human coming in, I think most of these next 2 episodes will probably be focused on still trying to save the fucking world. Then she's going to fall into the inertia. But
I think she's in. I think she's in. I think that was the whole point of, because if we look at what we've seen in this last episode, they have shown us from the beginning the resistance of Carol, right? They showed us the resistance of her, but it truly wasn't a full-fledged resistance, because they showed us what a real resistance looked like from the guy from Paraguay. That's a true 100% born resistance, right?
Like
he
called his mother a whore. He's like, "Fuck you, mom, you whore, bitch."
Yeah, and they showed us, and they showed Carol, though it seemed like to us a resistance, that it truly wasn't a resistance. It truly wasn't. Because if it was, she'd be acting just like this guy. She was willing to get on the plane. She was willing to do all the things they gave her. She was willing to eat all this food. And they have shown us all these things, all the decadent food she's willing to eat and all this stuff and do all these things. They showed us all of that, right? And they're showing us that the show that though she perceives that she's being a part of the resistance, she truly isn't gone that far for the resistance, right?
As they say in wrestling, Tony, or boxing, the rubber's about to meet the road here. Road, is that what this expression? Because she's going to be faced now in the first time with someone that actually, every time she's come to the other survivors, like, help me, let's do something, let's fucking do something. They're doing this shit, do something. People have just said whatever, and then she just goes whatever and goes back to her thing, like just feeding into these things, calling the Howard Hamlin hotline or getting them to do shit. She's finally going to be faced with someone that's like, I'm here to save the world. Let's do something. How is she going to react? Is she going to, like what you're speculating, she's gonna be like, you know what? We'll save the world tomorrow. I'm gonna cuddle on the couch with my girl and make some popcorn. We're gonna
get some pasta. A girl on the couch, not cuddle. She's gonna be fucking
or whatever. But we're gonna be fucking the girl on the couch. And I think I'm hoping Carol is gonna be motivated to try something here. He's going to inspire some big try that's going to be a big gigantic failure of some kind, but they're going to try something.
No, I don't. I think this is where they're going with it, and I think that.
Do you know what's cool about this show, Tony? We literally don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if you're right, and I wouldn't be surprised if you're wrong. Like it's that. They put themselves in this position where so little has happened in some ways that we're set up with 2 episodes here, and you're like, something's got to happen. What is going to happen in these 2 fucking episodes? He's going to have at least one big fucking thing happen in these next 2 episodes. What's it going to be? Is this where we finally get some alien connection? Or is this where we get something like what you're saying, where her and Zosha, Manos shows up and walks in on him and her and Zosha in bed together, and like, oh my God, you're sleeping with one of these things? Like, I'm here to save the world. What? It's a big fucked up moment, and that's episode 8 and goes into episode 9 after he finds them together. I mean, which I probably is similar to what you think is going to happen, and that would be fucking crazy too. I'm not saying what you're saying is improbable or wouldn't be awesome. I'm just saying I tend to think it's going to be something different, but I think that's the coolness that they've set up in this show. And I know so many people complain about the nothingness or all that, but I think that sets up a choose your own adventure situation here where almost anything's possible, Tony, in these next 2 episodes.
No, I agree. I agree with you. I said, listen, I'm not afraid to be critical, right? You know this, right? I'm not Joe on it. You know what I mean? I'm not Joe, but I wasn't far from Joe. I'm not far from Joe, but I'm not Joe, right? But I do understand.
You actually watch it and pay attention.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
I do understand where Joe's coming from. And if somebody who is just looking at it surface level, then I can understand. But I go beyond surface level. And I'm into things like that, and whole psychological.
Unless he likes it, and no, I don't want to talk about you. Joe's my co-host that shows up sometimes on the other show. Just to talk about him for one quick second, or people like him, he'll only pay attention to surface level people. And some people are like this. Will only pay attention to the fine details unless they like it. If they don't like it, they won't pay attention. You're somebody that if you're watching something, even if you're half feeling it or not feeling, you can't help it but pay attention to the fine details.
Yeah,
and pick up. That's just how you watch things. Like someone like Joe, if he's not liking it, and there's a lot of people like this, they just don't pay attention. They're like, this is trash. Like I'm not going to pay attention to the small stuff. This is trash. So, and then they miss, this show is all about that small stuff. And it's all about that small stuff leading up to a few big things that are going to end up happening at the end of seasons. And that's at least what I'm assuming is going to happen. This is all leading up to something big at the end of this season.
Let's hope it leads up to something big at the end of the season. But I think it's dilemma with Carol is what they built up this season, and that's the way it goes and stuff, and her getting talked back over the wall and everything else and all that. So
Tony, actually, Joe called in and left us a voicemail. Oh my goodness, let's listen to what Joe had to say about the show.
Please.
What the fuck am I watching? We've watched 5 fucking episodes, and there's not a goddamn thing going on. What the hell?
Thank you, thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe. We appreciate that.
Yeah, Pixie Vine TV or Joe, one of you two. I don't know who it was.
Yeah, we appreciate that, Joe. You know, it doesn't have the Bostonness of Joe, the grass.
She tried. That's in the live chat. Pixie Vine TV. She did her best. She did her best.
She did. It was a very good attempt. Didn't have the graspiness of Joe. It didn't have the
growl. Yeah, she needed a little bit more growl.
You gotta have that growl, like, oh, I'm gonna fuck. Let me Phil.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I almost called you Joe.
Let me tell you, Phil. All right. What the fuck I gotta watch this shit for, Phil? Why?
You're giving me flashbacks, Tony.
10 fucking episodes, and what have they given me yet? I've tried. It's not like I'm not trying to do it, Phil.
That is very good. You're giving me post-traumatic. Tony, want to hear something funny? The episode before, last episode, I accidentally started it by saying, "Welcome back to Escaping From." You listen to the first few seconds of the last podcast I did. I was like, "Welcome back to Escaping From." Whoops. Anyways, we got people in the live chat. Job the Stippy, it says, Tony, a living legend, my brother. Great to see you in the live chat. Great to thank you for your membership, and thank you to everybody, and thank you to Pixie for that voicemail. We appreciate it.
100%. Thank you, Pixie. Really appreciate that. You know what I mean? Everything else, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? But yeah, no, it's an interesting show, and I think that's what it is. That's why it's just like that. What's that show? Constellation, right? That got canceled. This is a show that was a lot to take in, right? And it's a show that I had told my sister to watch and everything. This is a show, PLURIBUS, I told my sister to watch, and she loves it. It's but Constellation was so much.
It was a lot.
It was a lot to do. Like, you really had to be on point to know everything.
I love that show personally. Like, I know between that and Outer Range, I liked Constellation better, but it was I'm not thinking Constellation. I'm thinking you're right about Constellation. I'm confused with what was the other one about the game where you're going into the game that we talked about for a while with the blonde girl, where she like where they turn to like avatars a little bit, and they like
that was a fucking another show that I pronounced wrongly. on Amazon TV.
I loved it. That was my favorite of
I
that
love
group.
that show too. I love
And it was
that
another
show.
one that you kind of had to pay attention to, but it moved faster.
What was the name of that show that they shouldn't have canceled?
I thought that was when you said Constellation, that's the one that triggered
No,
my mind.
Constellation is the Apple TV.
The Apple
show.
TV one, yeah, with Mike from Breaking Bad.
Mike from Breaking Bad.
Peripheral. Thank you, Sonic. Peripheral.
Yeah, Peripheral. That should. Yeah, that should. Both shows. Yeah, Peripheral was a great show. I don't know why they canceled. That was just stupid to cancel that show so early. That was a dumb move by people on Amazon TV to do it. But yeah, Constellation was so good, but it was too much.
It's too much. Yeah, I agree.
It was too much. Like I understand why they did it, and I understand what they did, but they just put too much for people to understand in one season. Too much for people to have to. You don't want TV to be a job to people.
That's where Severance gets absolutely correct. It's the perfect amount of, and From too, for that matter, like the perfect amount of that without making you too crazy. They give you enough. They give you Pluribus is a different animal altogether. It's Pluribus is, he's definitely, I'm not sure exactly what show to compare this to. It's kind of like, it's more like we've talked about Castaway a few times. It's like science fiction Castaway a little bit.
That's a good explanation. Science fiction Castaway.
But then the hive mind is a different aspect that's mixed in, but there's definitely a Castaway-ish vibe to it at times.
Yeah, 100%. Do you think that Rhea Seehorn wins the Golden Globe for her performance in the show? I want to do like a live watch of the Golden Globes if I can mute my TV and shit like that. Maybe you can join me. We can figure out a way to do it. I would love
or maybe do a betting pool with both of our audiences. Like we'll do a gambling pool, like no money. We'll do play money, no real money. Do a gambling pool where we make bets on it. But do we know who she's up against?
We should, yes. Actress in it. We should know.
Look, you're already on it. Look at Tony's
black actress in TV.
How are people getting nominated before the seasons though? It's weird because I guess they're mitigating quickly the process.
Nominees. We should have it here. It is Kate Bates from Matlock.
Oh yes,
Britt Lower for Severance.
Okay.
Helen Mirren for Mobland.
Okay, Helen Mirren's gonna
Bella Ramsey for The Last.
Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck.
Kerry Russell for The Diplomat.
Awesome.
And Ray Seehorn for Pluribus.
One of these things is not like the other. Fuck you, Bella Ramsey, on fucking this Last of Us. She sucked this season. She sucked. Sorry. Sorry, Last of Us fans. I loved it. I covered it on my channel, but she sucked this season. She sucked. I'm sorry. She doesn't deserve a fucking nomination. Helen Mirren's gonna win. I'm sorry, Rhea.
Helen Mirren should win too.
She's gonna win.
I love Rhea, but
I love her. I love her. She's awesome. Helen Mirren's winning.
There's no one in it. There's no one.
If I'm a betting man, Tony, if we're betting on this, if we're playing the gambling game, my money's going on Helen Mirren.
But I'm not saying it because she's Helen Mirren. I'm saying she legitimately, the role she played is better than all of it. I think
people in the chat are saying Bella Ramsey's gonna win.
Y'all just played her. No, there's no one. Helen Mirren in Mobland is chef's
breathtaking, dude. She's breathtaking. She's fucking breathtaking.
Oh, it's chef's kiss. Like you never seen Helen Mirren like that ever in anything. She's not that type of person. Again, she's acting. And that's nothing. You would think that's who the fuck she is, the way she pulls that shit the fuck off, the way she
Kathy Bates is great, but Matlock's not a good enough show for somebody to win something like that on. Kathy Bates deserves a nomination. Give it to her. I watch Matlock. It's fun. It's a fun show. It is definitely fun. The woman, her partner on it, her lawyer partner is fucking gorgeous. It's a great goddamn show. And John Ritter's kid's on it too, who's fucking great. Great to see John Ritter's kid. But great show, not nominated worthy. Helen Mirren on it's fucking great.
That's you could study that in the book. That is if Helen Mirren doesn't win, it's something wrong with the fucking system.
I do think Ray's gonna win eventually, but I just don't think this is her year going up against Helen Mirren.
No, not anyone else. If Helen Mirren was not in this list, I would give it to her.
Do you know who should have? 100%, Tony. And Samuel, just quick thing. The person that plays Abby should have been Ellie. The girl that got cast as Abby should have been the girl cast as Ellie. And I think she originally was, but then they thought she aged out of it. But fuck that. Fuck that.
No,
if Bella can play 25, old Ellie, fucking Caitlyn could have played young Ellie. Like I don't give a fuck. Caitlyn would have been a better Ellie.
She would have been a much better one. Yeah, no. I love you, Ray. But no, it's you can't. And I think she would agree that Helen Mirren.
Yeah, Helen Mirren's gonna win that. That's
so much stuff that she says in that show that you go back and listen to what she's saying, and it's nuts. Like she's just so on point in that show and all that. So
that being said, Ray, I'd give Ray number 2 on that list.
Yes,
I think she's
if
better
anyone else. If Helen wasn't there, she should win.
Yeah, she's better. She's better than Helen. Speaking of Helen, she's better than Helly from this season of Severance, who had a great year. But she's still better than that performance. She's better than Kathy Bates' performance. But she's better than Bella Ramsey's performance. And so yes, I do think other than Helen Mirren,
it's a performance of a lifetime that Helen Mirren's giving in this, and that's just the bottom line. So before we get up out of here, because I'm gonna let y'all go at 10 o'clock.
You're kicking my ass in the poll, Tony. 64-36 with 11 votes.
All right, we shall see how it goes, how it all plays out. Let me say this. Me and Phil and I, we talk about greatest shows of all time on television history a lot. And we have brought that up many a times. And y'all can put what you think the greatest show in television history is.
Give us your Mount Rushmore, your top 4.
Yeah. I really feel I have to go back and change an answer.
Ooh, interesting.
When I look at like saying the greatest show of all time is The Wire, and then I put Rome in there too in my Rome, because without Rome you don't get Game of Thrones, you don't get none of this, you don't get Gladiator, you don't get all these things. That's how great Rome was. Homeland needs to be in there. I think Homeland is. I'm rewatching it again. I just started. This Homeland is an amazing series that I don't think it's, even though it won the awards when it was out, so it got the credit that way, but I don't think people look back on it and say like Homeland is amazing. And the lead actress in this playing when she's playing bipolar, I don't know if anyone's ever played a bipolar person better, whether it's television.
Is the lead actress Claire Danes? I haven't seen the show.
You haven't seen that show?
No. It's not a show I've watched. So I'm interested in hearing what you say. But I've heard good things about it. My friend Matt, who does the Sopranos podcast, has watched like 5 series in his life, and it's like Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, The Sopranos.
Claire Danes.
It is Claire Danes. Okay, that's what I thought, because I like Claire Danes. I watched My So-Called Life, her and Romeo and Juliet. I think she's a great actress. So that's more of an excuse to watch the show, because I definitely like Claire Danes.
No, it has to be. Actress. It really needs to be there. Like I have to find.
Tony, you probably never watched My So-Called Life, but it was a great fucking show where she plays Jared Leto. It's his show where he got to start on too. She plays like teenage '90s girl and stuff like that. She's a really she's always been a really exceptional actress.
I used to look like her. Did you really? What happened? Why don't you look like her anymore? I understand. Why wouldn't you look like her now? What happened? You changed your hair color? I gotta look at you. I'm going to put it on my television so I can get a good look at you, Pixie Vine TV. I haven't been able to I can't look on these things and stuff like that. I'm 40. So is she.
She's older than that.
Stop it.
I think she's older than 40, actually.
She's older than 40? Yeah, I'm 40. So we mean. So does she. She's 40-something years old. You still don't give me none of that. None of that at all. You know what I mean? Yeah, she's 46. And she's skinny. Who cares? We don't like. We're not looking at skinny girls on Teflon TV. We don't care about them. I'm just playing skinny ladies. I got love for you too, but it is. But yeah, I would say that that
Homeland would break into your top 5.
Yeah, top 4.
Top 4. Okay,
it really has to.
You're overcoming your Rome position essentially.
It seems that I wouldn't get rid of Rome no matter what, but I have to get rid of something else. but it seems like to me, it's the most realistic CIA show ever made, movie show, anything ever made. Like I don't think this is to me where the CIA it like it really is how it feels like to work.
It's
there.
like
This
it's
is
like what
I,
The Wire is for the police and the drug
yeah.
game for
It
CIA.
seems like this is the most realistic version of that, and for that, it needs to get kudos for that.
Where
too.
do you put that show on Netflix that you watch? I still haven't checked it out yet. The one you watched, I guess it's more of a mini series. You said it was like the best thing you've ever seen on television.
The adolescence.
Yeah, Adolescence. Where would you put Adolescence, or is that in a different category with like Mare of East?
It's there. I can't put adolescence. What I think about adolescence is that it's when you look at adolescence, when we look at the way it was shot with one camera, one take for the whole every
you think
episode.
about it more as like an artistic expression.
Yeah, yes. One camera, one take for the whole episode. Yeah. I think is what makes it so amazing. The story and everything else is great also, but I think that's what really does it. The one camera, one take will be studied in film history because no one's ever been able to do that. So I think that is
even a movie like Birdman like cut it in interesting places and wasn't able to do it. They simulated it, but they didn't really do it. Romeo and Juliet is one of my favorites, too, nonfiction with Claire Danes and Leonardo DiCaprio. Baz Luhrmann is one of my favorite directors. I really like Moulin Rouge and Strictly Ballroom and some of his other stuff. Even
I think people are leaving us to go talk to Pete now.
Is Pete on now?
Yeah, Pete's on now. I know Pete's on. I think Pete comes on at like 9 or something like that. So Pete, I think everyone's leaving us to go talk to Pete. So we're gonna allow you to go over there and go talk to Pete Peppers. You tell him that Phil the Issues guy in the Don Tony Teflon said, "What up?" We did this with Pete. Like Pete. He's not. He's a good guy. When we talk to him off air and everything else, he's people are like, who is he? Don't worry about it then if you don't know. No, he's a good guy. He's a good guy and everything else, and he covers the show and he gets a lot of people watching his live streams and everything else and all that. But he's not us, but we do. But he's a cool cat. He's a cool cat. He's just not us. Who is though? Well, nobody. There's nobody like us.
They can try.
Right. They can try. They do. But that works. If you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this, spread this across the realm, and of course subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace.